Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cracking Time, the movie zone. We are watching John Carpenter's The Thing. Yes, we're not doing the prequel. We're doing The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. I have seen the prequel. David Rayner actually asked in the chat if anybody has seen the prequel. I do like the prequel myself, by the way, and I have seen it, of course. I watched the prequel first, and then I watch the original with Kurt Russell. So for anybody that is joining me normal hosts, I have put the link in the chat there. So if you are in the background, the link is there for you guys just to add yourselves, and you could come on and join us. What I'm going to do now is get the movie ready myself. So it's the original. It's the one with Kurt Russell, of course. I see someone saying the remake. Well, the remake is a prequel. It's not. It's a prequel. It's not a remake. It's a prequel. I've seen it. Yes. There's a lot of people that are not a fan of it, but I am. I think it's a good movie. Some people are just, they obviously prefer the original, which I do as well. But at the end of the day, it's not. I thought the lads behind the sequel, the prequel, done the best that they could have done. I don't know where my co-hosts are. I'm not doing this movie on my own. I'm not. So if they don't turn up, I'm gonna cancel tonight and we'll do it some other time. So as I said, unless they're not in the chat, there's this 1982. There we go. It is in the chat. It's right there. I put it in. Should be, man. There, it's right there. Hold on, I'll do it again. If I can't do it on StreamYard, I'll go into YouTube. Bear with me. This is ridiculous, man. Do you know, I haven't had a good day with this at all. Haven't had a good day with this at all today. There's definitely something going on with my, it's either my computer or StreamYard has just totally decided that it's going to screw me over there now. There's Real Super Doctor. Yeah, they could see it. Okay. I don't know who else is joining us for this because, I'll send out emails anyway, but I wish people just come in the chat and make it easier instead of me sending emails. It takes too long. Who's there now? Right, that's Grant. We got Alpha. Right, that's it then, isn't it? Don't think there's anybody else watching it with us. I'm not sure, but we did send out an invite, obviously, to Retro if he wanted to come on. What I will do is actually, I'll see. Hold on, did he send me an email? He did. So what I'll do is I'll send him the email just in case he wants to come on. He's more than welcome to come on. Right. Anyway, let's get this show on the road because we do have a. I don't want to burn out either. I've done a lot of streams, but I need to slow down a bit because I'm burning myself out already, believe it or not. Right, just give us a second, because see, this is why I know there's something wrong with me internet. I don't think I'm going to be able to load this movie. This is absolutely disgraceful. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, man, there's aliens or something. There's something going on because the internet all around the world is acting up. It's aliens. Has to be. Has to be. Has to be. Right, let's bring on our guests anyway, because, you know. Yeah. Yeah, so there you go. The link is being sent to you. The link is being sent to you. Super Doctor sent it there. Maybe we should do Gremlins, lol. Well, here's the thing. Gremlins was in a poll and nobody voted for it. You know what I mean? So what I'll say is, look, I say it every week. We'll pick movies. Yeah, there'll be a couple of choices and votes for you to make. You know, vote for your favorite one. If people had voted for Gremlins, we'd be watching Gremlins. We did a poll. Gremlins featured Flight of the Navigator, I think it was, and some other movies. But Gremlins didn't, you know. I think we ended up watching I think Never Ending Story won. So, but we will put Gremlins in again in a poll soon. I'm just waiting for this fucking stupid thing to load up because I forgot she's watching Love Island now with a VPN on. I've got the computer on 2 phones going. So it's taking its time. And why is Black Widow coming up? I don't want to watch Black Widow. If I wanted to watch Black Widow, I'd ask you. Right? Second things, mate. It's trying to get me to watch shit that I don't want to. I notice how they force these newer movies on you. Like, I don't want to watch it. Shit. Right. Anyway, let's bring on our guests. I'm ready to go anyway. So, we 2 co-hosts are here tonight. So let's bring them on. It's Real Super Doctor and Alpha.
Hey Noel, how you doing?
Not too bad. How are you guys?
How's the weather where you are? It's roasting here.
Yeah, it's still very warm here, and it's cloudy, but it's very warm.
About 30 degrees here.
Yeah, it's about the same. It's actually probably about the same. It's been really, 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 really warm. Heat wave, man. Heat wave.
Yeah.
Not that we should be really complaining, because you know we get miserable weather, but you know at night time during the day it's great, but at night time you want it to fucking cool down. You know?
I know. And it's like if you're living in your own like I am. I mean, you can hardly do anything. It's a struggle to do anything because of the heat.
Yeah. Right. This film is an hour and 48 minutes. So I don't know if I'm watching original cut or if there's an extended cut to this movie, but whatever it is, that's the one I'm watching. Go back, will you? What?
Was there a thing from the 1950s? Was there a film based on that?
Oh, there must have been, because people keep saying, is it a remake? And I'm getting confused. The only one I know is this one. So
no, there is an old one from the early days that had James Arness as the Thing or whatever. This is a remake.
Right. Which one do you prefer?
Probably this one. It's got the effects and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they could only do so much then, but original was good too. But I probably prefer this one.
I haven't seen this film in maybe about 10 years or more.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while myself, actually, so I'm actually looking forward to this. So I'm going to get my earphones ready before I have any more technical difficulties, because I'm having a lot of technical difficulties today. Even my PlayStation is acting up now. So I don't know what the hell's going on, so we'll just wing it. If I disappear, the lads will be here anyway. But we'll see how we go. Where's my earphones? Get this in before this fucking freezes again, before I bleed. I'd fucking lose the plot. Right, if everybody is in the chat is ready, we got 10 people actually watching us tonight. That's absolutely fantastic. I can't believe that that many is watching us, because normally when we do a movie stream, there's normally 1 or 2 people watching. But we get the views after the fact. But I'm glad you are all here. And hello to me trolls, by the way. I say most of you are trolls anyway. How are you? Oh yeah, you mad little psychopaths. All right, anyway, that's what the block button is there for, isn't it? Right, if you are ready in the chat, press the 1 button, please. Hail panel, hail chat, still signed off till tomorrow. This is an awesome movie. I actually haven't got this one. Yeah, we actually have a link. If you want to come in, you're more than welcome, Retro. I've sent you an email just in case. If you want to come on, you're more than welcome. There's a link in the private chat here. You can get the movie there. So before we start, if you want to come on, this is your opportunity now. I mean, you'll be sitting there watching the movie and talking with us. You won't have to do much. So if you want to join us, put your feet up and enjoy this movie with us, you're more than welcome. As I said, I sent you an email just in case. Because I seen it in the last live stream, so I said it'd be rude not to send them an email. So I sent you one. So we'll wait to see what he's doing. If he just wants to kick back and just listen to us, that's fine, fair enough. But we'll give him a few minutes. But we got a couple of ones, so we'll just wait for Retro to let us know if he's going to come on and if he or not. And as soon as we get that answer, then we can start. I was thinking, mate, I was saying, I might send Charlotte an email just to get her around to do the countdown. I would do, but I will get sacked if anyone spots me until tomorrow, but thanks. Oh, sacked from your job. Okay, then. I won't ask. I'll leave it at that. Fair enough. Right. Without further ado, now, Alpha, have you got the link now and you happy?
I have the link. I went ahead and rented it. The link wanted me to download something and to install something onto my computer.
No, just don't do that.
No, you just
It must have just been a pop-up.
I tried just clicking it. It wouldn't do it. It kept popping up saying I had to download something.
He probably needs whatever. He probably
ad blocker. It's an ad blocker. You need to get the Opera browser, and it's got a free VPN and ad blocker.
Yeah, but hang on. He watched the movie on this site with us last week, and there wasn't a problem. There shouldn't be.
I rented that. I rented it from Google.
Okay, right. Well, fair enough. He's rented the movie. We tried to save you a few quid. Next time, it is my fault. It's just because I had the extra stream today, mate. But for next week's movie, I'll make sure that you have the proper fucking link, right? Because I don't like the idea that you spend money on fucking renting these just to come on here and, I don't want people to do that. I appreciate you doing it, but I don't want you spending your hard-earned cash where we can get it for you, if you know what I mean.
It's always $99.
The spider head still freaks me out. Well, we're going to watch it now anyway, and we're going to actually, I do agree with you. I have to say the effects in this, I love the practical effects in this. The new one, CGI, I didn't mind it, but some people blame the CGI on ruining that movie. I don't think there's that wrong with the prequel. I like the prequel. I have a soft spot for it. I think the people behind it researched it and watched this movie because you could tell, right? They might not get every little detail right, but they got the main things right. And as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough for me. So I always watch the prequel first, and then I watch this one. But I didn't have a chance to watch the prequel today because obviously we had the stream. So yeah, without further ado, we are going to do the countdown. So I just want to make sure that this isn't going to pause when someone says press play. No, okay. Right, who wants to do the countdown? Right, I'll do it. Right, I is ready. In the chat. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. A universal picture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I was playing FIFA last night, yeah? And I totally lost the plot and I broke one of my controllers. I'm not happy about that. Not happy about that at all. I won't be buying FIFA 22 now, I can tell you that. But enough of that. But yeah, I broke a controller. I love the music.
Yeah.
See, to me, I didn't know. Like, I think I had seen the cover for the earlier thing, right?
Yeah.
But this to me was always the original because I never, But I love this movie. The ending of it is quite fascinating.
Yeah.
Because it leaves it kind of up to your own interpretation of what actually happened.
Yeah.
Did they get off the ice or were they replicate? It's always been that, and I'm glad he left it like that. And John Carpenter, there's no better man at doing stuff like this. This kind of stuff. Even Stephen King doesn't level up to this man. I think John Carpenter is much better.
Well, he made the film They Live, and it echoes society very right to today.
Yeah,
I would think.
I must be watching a high definition version of this or something because I've never seen it that good.
Yeah.
There
it
you
seems
go.
a bit sharp.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
Because you're watching on the same thing as I am. It
Yeah.
does. It seems like it might have got a bit of. I just love the start of this movie, and the end of the prequel starts like that, ends like this. That's what I love about the prequel, right? The prequel ends like this. So then when I put this on, it makes sense, man. It really does, even though it's different actors playing the two fellas in the helicopter, it doesn't make a difference to me.
Yeah.
Because I think it's well done. But look at John Carpenter. I mean, look, he got a cameraman to just stand there, right? I want you to stand in the middle of the snow. We're gonna have a helicopter come over now in a few minutes. Right. Here's a question for everybody in the chat. Right? So, Kurt Russell's character in this keeps getting their nationalities wrong, right? But what nationality are these people? Now, no, not you guys on the panel. In the chat, what's their nationality? The writing on the helicopter might give you a bit of a clue as well. Lovely dogs all the same. But you know what? After I watched this movie, I got freaked out because we had a dog at home at the time. And it was similar to that. Not one of those, but similar, right? Alsatian, I think it was. And after that movie, holy shit, man. I wouldn't even let the dog in the same room as me. This movie did things to me. Someone says Norse. Or Chris Gannon says, or Norwegian, LOL. David says, Swedes. See, isn't it funny? Even after watching this movie so many times, you all are given different answers, right? Because even McCreevy is not his name in it. McCreevy, yeah, he doesn't know what they are.
Every time they're trying to shoot at the dog, they miss it.
Yeah. Right.
Imagine if you had to live in a snow base like that.
I know, and they live there for months at a time as well. Can you think?
Yeah.
Imagine.
And their computers are very outdated anyway.
Yeah, even the whiskey he's buying, that's cheap whiskey over
Yeah.
here. Yeah, you know, it's not even considered great whiskey. I love the fact that he flips out because the computer beat him. McReady. Yeah, I keep getting his name bleeding wrong. He's not happy. At the time, though, this movie wasn't received well. Been looking at a few the Wikipedia and some of the facts, but it's become a cult classic. But there you go. The Thing from another. Yeah, it was in 1951. Good concept, though. Shape-shifting alien.
Yeah.
Chris says it's good job. Nobody knew otherwise. They would have understood what the Norse helicopter pilot was saying, and they have killed the dog in the first 5 minutes in no movie. Oh, no, yeah. Yeah. Well, I suppose, yeah, if they killed the dog, there'd be no fucking movie, would there? And of course, you do have some, you got Kurt Russell, Keith David, Wilford Brimley, Donald Moffat, David Cleenan, Richard Masur, and T.J. Carter, who plays obviously the fellow with the earful, the cook. You got Joel Paulus as Fuchs, and Charles Hanlon as Vance Norris, who is the first victim, isn't he? No, he is the first victim, and then he bites the doctor's hands off when they try to. Yeah. I wonder. I know we're kind of obsessed recently with extended cuts. I wonder if there's an extended cut of this movie. Here's a question that's mostly asked in this movie. How many dogs died in The Thing? So, there was 2 dogs and 2 surviving dogs, but both were axed to death. So, altogether, 4 dogs died.
Missed again.
Now, here's the thing, and this was only posted up on the 15th of May 2020. So the question here was asked, who was the Thing at the end of The Thing, right? By the end of John Carpenter's The Thing, only McGreedy and Childs are left standing. For decades, audiences have wondered whether or not Childs was human in the movie ending, but it's not certain either one of them were human. Now, of course, John Carpenter himself hasn't come out because, rightly so, I think. I don't think he should say anything. I think he should leave it to the audience to decide themselves. For me, I think the two of them are human. But I think the two of them had already made up their minds that because they weren't sure and they couldn't do any more tests, that they decided to just die. That's my thing on it. So we lost the panel. Guys, did they turn into shapeshifters or not? What do you reckon?
I don't know. They could have done.
Right, the answer to my question about what nationality will be coming up in a minute. Let's see if any of you got it right. Four stitches of barely grazed you. They've never released an extended version. Yeah, I know. I'm only asking, do you think there is one out there? Do you think John Carpenter personally has an extended version of this movie? Any of you lads like to say anything about this movie?
I think it's I think it's a very gruesome movie. That's what I can say about it.
Yeah, it was gruesome, and the practical effects were off the chart for the times.
Well, for 1982, I agree with you. Yeah.
Still take a good practical effect over CGI.
I agree, and I wouldn't even mind. Practical effects would be better nowadays because the technology has improved. I just don't know why. Some filmmakers don't go down that route. To be quite honest with you, Alpha, because I agree with you. I prefer a practical effect over a special effect. To be honest.
I guess it's more time and money these days.
True. But again, I think it's lazy filmmaking. You're using CGI. I think it's a bit of a cop-out nowadays. I will say though, for me, when I first originally saw this movie, and then they see the little video footage of them digging up something, and obviously we got the prequel, but I always wanted John Carpenter's movie to kind of have a bit more of that in it, if you get me. When they find the video footage and stuff like that. But that dog is creepy. Get away. Ted sits under me like that, and it freaks me out. I just love the music. Here it is, kicking in. You wouldn't catch me in a helicopter with the snow like that. You can forget about it. Do. Oh, the dog knows. Oh, they're going to check out my home. Oh, I love this song. Oh, wow. So, writing on the wall. Very superstitious. Boo, 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 boo. Do you know what though? The thing about the thing about this movie that always bothered me even as a kid, right? And I don't think we kind of notice it, but no women in this movie.
Yeah. Well, it is a scientific research space.
Yeah, but women can be scientists as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as if there's no women scientists out there in 1982. There was plenty.
Yeah. Yeah, but a woman there would just be too much of a distraction to their research work. That's even what happened in the Navy as well. Sometimes women couldn't be in the Navy, but women can be in the Navy now. It's back in the day that it was only men that could go to war, and the women had to stay at home and I mean, a lot of the women had lost their husbands in the war and that.
Because in the prequel, you had your woman, what was her name? Elizabeth Wines, or whatever her bleed name is. But she was actually pretty good in that one.
Mm.
Right. Let's see where you guys right in the chat. Who said Norwegian? Right. So this was what was said by Bill Lancaster in 2011, October 13th. So it was near Halloween. So obviously, wherever it was, they may have been shown this movie. But he explains why there was no women in it. He says the 1982 all-male John Carpenter monster film came with with sexual subtext. The film is set on a research base in Antarctica, and the entire cast is male. Scriptwriter Bill Lancaster explained the lack of women in the thing is like this. In reality, there aren't women in these kind of situations.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe in 1982, then there wasn't as many scientists as I thought there was, but they're female scientists. But there you go.
Yeah.
So there you go. It was worth checking out though, because it's been, it's not very. Let's be honest. Even back then in the 80s, when they did horror, there was always a screaming lady in it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look for instance, Jamie Lee Curtis in The Fog and stuff like that. Now, you see, in the prequel, they got this spot on, and you actually see this happen. Your man slit his wrists.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The people behind the prequel obviously watched this and did their research. But you see, it makes no sense that though, because you slit your wrists the way he slit his wrists, right? Both of them, which he did, and then he put the thing and he slit his own neck. Sure, he would have been dead before he even got a chance to slit his own neck.
Yeah. It's this creature. It seems to like live hosts, but you can see that it can animate body parts as well.
Yeah.
And I thought the head part was a bit kind of creepy.
He certainly had a way of making movies.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. There you go, folks. Norwegian. So anybody said Norway was absolutely spot on. Oh. And if you watch, obviously, the prequel, you'll see it bringing it to there. They've even got the stairs properly and all. See, I have to be honest, they've done a great job with the prequel. Prequel gets stick, I don't know why, but there you go. People are never satisfied. That's the way I look at it.
Are you talking about the 2011 prequel or
Yeah.
the one they call The Thing too?
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's been in some classics. I got to put this up there, like top.
Yeah, I agree.
Top two or so.
I agree with you. He has been in some classics, and this is definitely a classic. You wouldn't think of him as really a horror genre, though, would you, Kurt Russell?
No.
But because he started out with Disney, doing Disney movies and stuff.
That's right, yeah.
But the Escape from New York, he's been in.
Yeah, that's when he got rid of his Disney tag, because I was watching it. It's actually quite weird that you bring that up, Alpha, because I was actually watching an interview with him and Goldie, and they were actually talking about his career and saying how he started off with Disney and then he did that Escape from New York and that kind of his career. Because they were talking about, do they ever give each other advice on career roles, and basically don't interfere in each other's careers. They never have. And as Goldie says, he's never, as far as she's concerned, never picked a bad movie or a bad script. So it's actually really nice to see how much those two are still in love with each other.
Yep. Big Trouble in Little China is a classic too.
Yeah.
It is.
And that film Overboard.
Yeah, that is brilliant. That's the
absolutely. I love that film.
That's brilliant movie. There is.
Yeah.
I love the end of that movie as well, but that is a deadly movie.
I mean, Goldie Hawn's a great actress. I mean, I just love her comedy and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, she makes it so funny and better appearances and all that, and you know, it's just like I just whenever there's a film on, I kind of watch it. Watch these kind of things as a child.
What was that one where she played she was in the army, something Benjamin or something, and
Private Benjamin.
Yeah, Private Benjamin. She actually starred and produced that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, disaster area. I believe he was a kid. He was and lost his space. Yuck. I believe I'm like 10 seconds behind you guys.
Oh, that's what I'll say no more. Damn. That's what I need right now.
Damn. The picture's so black I can hardly see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want the. Yeah, I'm with you. I didn't want the remake, and I certainly don't want the sequel to this. Well, I'm actually delighted that they did a prequel. I would have preferred, now, in fairness, if John Carpenter um had been involved, but he did give his blessing, and apparently he was impressed by the prequel. I don't think he's ever said anything bad about the prequel. Which, that's what you really want, isn't it? It's like with Stephen King when he start praising it, the new one. I thought it was going to be crap, but it's brilliant. It is. The new It is brilliant.
I haven't seen the new It.
Look at all these dogs. They know something's up.
Man, they're fucked now.
Yuck.
See, that always creeped me out. This scene,
Yeah.
the poor dogs, I felt so sorry for them here because look at, they're literally trying to escape. They're breaking through the metal.
So that's why that dog was highly intelligent. It had an alien inside it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say what that is.
Wow. I'm just reading stuff about the prequel. Can't believe it. So I had a budget of 38 million, but it only grossed 31.5 million and was a commercial flop. Why? It was actually good. Why? Why are people so fucking uptight? Like, it was. I disagree with that. I'm actually going to do that as a separate watch along for myself. I'm going to do the prequel just to piss people off. Now, that's what I'm going to do. You know me, love pissing people off. That's my job. Nah, I don't buy that shit, man. Fuck off. Yeah, he wants a flamethrower. Hurry up, Charles. Do what you're fucking told. Ah, that's what happened. Right, so it's the studio's fault, right? So people going into the cinema that were watching this we're not aware that this was a prequel to the 1982 version, and we're thinking that it was a remake of that version. So that's why studio screwed it up. Studio. Ah. They're fucking being eaten, you stupid. What's his name again? Your dogs are dead. Right. Look, they're turning into monsters. Do you really want to sleep beside one of those monsters?
Yeah. And that's what I just said. This film's really gruesome. You know, if Daleks could be like that in Doctor Who, you know, gruesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what they were like in the 70s with Tom Baker and Genesis of the Daleks?
I agree with you, Disaster Area. They should have renamed the prequel.
Jeez.
I'll do it one time. I'll do it sometime.
Yeah.
I'd let it burn a while.
Right, let me see how many versions of Batgirl there has been, because I'm sick of this bollocks, man.
Uh-oh.
That's Ted. He's afraid of the thing. Okay, she does have orange hair. Right. Well, again, they've cast someone who doesn't have red hair to play Batgirl. Isn't it funny, like how these people will say, you know, oh, if you're gonna have a lesbian character, it must be played by a lesbian, or you're gonna have a gay character, it must be played by a gay person. But when it comes to hair, they don't give a shit. So Batgirl, apparently, they've cast a woman with black hair.
Oh, you mean Batwoman?
No, Batgirl.
You talking about the series?
Leslie Grace has been cast as Batgirl in DC's Batgirl movie for HBO Max.
Oh.
Don't get me wrong, she looks lovely looking, but she's got brown hair or black hair because you can't really see properly with all the lighting nowadays. But I did Google to see what Batgirl's color hair was, and in the comics and the cartoons that they've showed, it's always red.
Yeah.
So, as someone said, hashtag ginger side.
Seems that way sometimes.
In fairness, though, does it fucking matter what colour her hair is if she's cast because she's good in the role? Does it really matter? I think the people out there just complain for the sake of complaining. Wait until you actually fucking see her in the role first. Right? So what if she had red hair? Maybe red hair doesn't work for them, right? In doing these live actions, right? Maybe they think that that's the way they want to go. I'm just sick of this. People just want to moan about the simplest little thing. Wait until you actually see her in something. Jesus Christ, man. But I do agree with you. I think it should be. I do honestly believe that if you're going to cast Batgirl and she does have red hair, she should have red hair. But to me, that's not the end of the world if she's not. Now you'll have people, I'm not watching because Batgirl doesn't have ginger hair. Shut up.
As an individual case, yeah, I could see that, but there seems to have been a systematic thing going on for a while now, and it's not just
maybe they don't like gingers.
Maybe they don't like Ariel with red hair.
Maybe they don't like gingers. Maybe they believe gingers have no souls.
Maybe.
By the way, I am taking the piss. I think it is disgraceful though, because there has been a lot of characters that have ginger hair in comics or cartoons, but as soon as they cast them, they do seem to have a problem with hiring women or blokes with ginger hair. Even in Doctor Who. Sure, it's a running joke in Doctor Who, isn't it? Well, see, that's where the spaceship landed, you twat. And see, what happened was the Norwegians dug it up because they were idiots, right? Then they brought it back to their base. Then it thawed out then, and then it killed them all. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that the point is disaster area is that even right, fair enough, even if she did dye her hair red, she's not a natural redhead. I mean, there are redheaded actors and actresses out there. They do exist. Like, for example, there's a ginger in this. Anyways, back to the thing. I just thought I'd let you know because it's breaking news. Whoever she is, I don't know who she is because don't think I've seen her in that. Right, let's see if there's any trivia on this movie. See, I don't like it to stay silent too long on the stream because I know we're watching a movie, but I want to keep the conversation going as well while we're watching. Because then people are just listening to fresh air.
Yeah.
So, as I said, lads, anytime you want to jump in and say something, work away, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's some spaceship all the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so we have secret facts about John Carpenter's The Thing by Screen Rant. Obviously, I'm not going to go into all of them because they're probably big, long paragraphs. Right, so let's see. So it was the same year that E.T. came out.
Yeah. BET done well because it was more like a family film. E.T.
Yeah,
And,
one extreme to the other. Cute, cuddly little alien, and this is a dangerous killer.
So E.T. broke box office records. Then every other science fiction movie that came after that didn't do so well in the box office. Ridley Scott's Blade Runner didn't was an obvious example according to this. It generated lukewarm reviews and struggled to find an audience. Blade Runner was released on the 25th of June 1982, so 4 days after my birthday. I would have been 3 years of age. The very same day, horror director John Carpenter returned to the fray with a very different kind of scary movie. I like Blade Runner, right? I think it is a cult classic. But I'm going to be out straight. It's a boredom pile of shite.
Yeah.
It is. It's actually a boredom pile of shite, but a good boredom pile of shite, if you get me. But it's a boredom pile of shite. It drags on.
I managed to sit through it.
And then there's all different cuts and all of this crap.
That guy there, he was in quite a few John Carpenter films. They Live. He made a couple of appearances in them.
And here's something that's going to interest you. The cast almost died on their way to filming.
Wow.
Right? So listen to this. Once the cast was assembled, they headed off to the set in British Columbia. After flying from Los Angeles to Vancouver and then on to Prince Rupert in British Columbia, bad weather forced the cast to take 6 hours bus ride for the final leg of the trip. Driving in snowy darkness, the bus almost came close to sliding off the side of the road. The driver had momentarily lost control of the bus and the snow and the ice, and the back of the bus slid towards the mountain. He countered by turning to the right, and the bus slid again, this time the unprotected edge of the road. Holy shit. So they nearly fell off the edge of a cliff. As someone in the chat had already rightly pointed out, there were alternative death scenes in the movie. At least 4 members of the team from Outpost 31 had alternative death scenes, which were either cut or unfilmed after script changes.
So there you can see that the cells are kind of replicating and changing.
Yeah. Here's another fact. It was nearly Tobe Hooper's The Thing. The Thing was in development for nearly a decade before Carpenter came on board. Producer Stephen Cohn, the first to see the potential in adapting Who Goes There, having enjoyed the novella as a kid. Cohn met with Carpenter first and was keen to collaborate with the budding filmmaker, but the studio Universal was hesitant. Carpenter had yet to make Halloween at this point. Oh, so the fella behind the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was their first choice because he had a hit with them, and they wanted him. But the producer, Stuart Cohn, wanted to work with John Carpenter, and this was before John Carpenter had actually done Halloween for the studio. So that's actually weird, isn't it? It could have went all a different way. Imagine if he hadn't have done The Thing, he probably had never have done the Halloween then.
I think they realise by now that they're not going to get out of this alive. I mean, this thing's going to get to them.
So the reason why he went with Carpenter was because your guy wanted to make this an epic monster, man versus monster movie at the bottom of the world, kind of like a Moby Dick and Ahab character battling out with each other, but it wasn't a shape-shifting creature. But Cohen obviously didn't want it that way, so then it went to Carpenter. But John Landis, who did fucking the Thriller video and stuff like that, he was also approached to do this movie. So Nick Nolte, Jeff Bridges, Sam Shepard, Chris Christopherson, and Nick Nolte were all approached and either turned down the role or were simply unavailable. Scott Glenn, Ed Harris, Peter Coyote, whatever the fuck, Coyote. Jesus Christ, man. Why would you have a stupid second name like that? Fred Ward, Isaac Hayes, Tom Bergender, and Tim McIntyre and John Hurd all held talks about potentially appearing in the movie. But again, those talks came to nothing. So it opened up to a disappointing box office at number 8, earning a weekend gross of 3.1 million. And remained in the top 10 for just 3 weeks. It went on to make 19.5 million domestically and resulted in parting of ways between Carpenter and Universal, who were entirely unimpressed with what was the director's first major studio movie. He blames E.T. for the failure. Well, don't worry, you got the last laugh because both are cult classics, including Spielberg E.T. So don't worry, your movie is a cult classic.
Yeah. And Gremlins was conceived in 1982, and they were planning on making the movie in 1982, but left it to 1984 to make Gremlins.
See, that's what I mean. Why would the studio do that again? It was like even back then they tried to sabotage the movie because the consensus is that time and played a factor. The thing arrived 2 weeks after E.T. Jesus Christ, man. You can't put another... You can't... All movies that came out at that time, right, didn't have a hope. E.T. was ruining that box office.
Yeah, the Spielberg magic at the time.
Yeah.
So Carpenter says at the time he explained the audiences. He says, I made a really grueling dark film, and I just don't think audiences in 1982 wanted to see that. Carpenter explains years according to Entertainment Weekly. They wanted to see E.T. and the thing was the opposite. Interestingly, Richard Masur, who plays Clark in this movie, actually turned down a role in E.T. to do the thing. And then the journalist in this says awkward. I don't think so. This is a cult classic, you moron. Now, number 13. It's awfully mistakenly referred as a remake. So it's not a remake. I kind of knew this wasn't a remake. The Thing is often referred to the remake of the 1951 monster movie, The Thing from Another World. But that is patently wrong. Though both films are based on John W. Campbell Jr.'s 1938 novella, Who Goes There, Carpenter didn't want to compete with the first film because he was a fan of it. So he instead returned to the source material for inspiration. He did pay homage to the 1951 effort, though. The screen where they find the alien has been excavated from the ice was a nod to the first film. So it's not a remake of the original. So there you go, folks. So for people thinking out there for years that it was an actual remake of the 1951 movie, it wasn't.
It's not exact, but there's a lot of similarities. Based Under Siege, and
yeah, but no, I agree with you. But John Carpenter is making it clear that it's not a remake because he loved the original himself, you know. So he he wanted to, in some way, to pay homage. Yes, but it's a separate it's a different movie. So apparently John Carpenter and Adrian Barbeau both have cameos. I don't know what that name is, though the film is often credited as having all the male cast, there's a scene involving an inflatable doll, but it was left on the cutting room floor. Carpenter's partner at the time, Adrian, does feature on the screen, well, kind of. So when Kurt Russell's McCready dumps a whole glass of JB on, so she was the computer voice. Okay, nice. By the way, just know that a 22-year-old was in charge of the effects on the thing. A 22-year-old.
Wow.
Created these effects.
I'd say well done.
He also did, at the age of 14, but his early credits were films like King Kong, Piranha, The Howling, and even Star Wars. So this young kid worked on Star Wars and all. And then he also collaborated with Carpenter on The Fog. But it was on The Thing that he really made a name for himself. He worked 7 days on a week on the movie and headed up a 40 team of technicians at age 22. Right? Most 22-year-olds now are on the internet attacking me. And others that don't like a TV show. I do like Blair. Wilford Brimley had a lot of interesting occupations.
Yep, but that's the way.
You remember Adrian Barbeau, don't you?
What?
You remember Adrian Barbeau?
Nope. I was too young. I was a kid, man.
Well, have you seen Escape from New York?
I have.
Well, you know, the brunette, the Duke's lady that's showing Kurt Russell around and stuff. That's Adrian Barbeau, and she was in Swamp Thing too.
All right. Wow.
I'm sorry, Super John. You're the Duke. You're the Duke.
Actually, I think this is more intense than Aliens. An Alien. You know, it's.
This creeped me out when I first saw it.
By the way, the sound that they made for the dogs at the start of the movie, where they go in to shoot the movies, how that was created was they went to some neighborhood and asked all the neighbors that had dogs to lend them their dogs. Then basically what they did was they used one at someone's house, and someone, Stan Wilson, basically, he put them in this dark house, and then he began walking around slowly around the house in a dark trench coat while tapping all the windows and the doors in the attempt to get the dogs to start howling and barking. So that's how they created that effect.
Yeah.
A double amputee was used in the chest chomp sequence. Okay, so the part where the doctor gets his hands bit off, they really used someone with an amputee for that. Oh. And Kurt Russell nearly blew himself up when he was using the flamethrower, by the way.
Wow.
Oh, apparently the secret is in their eyes. Parts of the thing enduring appeal stems from the fact that it's a film that keeps on giving, with any number of fan theories and subtle Easter eggs emerging in decades since its first released. One of those more recent of these concerns the work of cinematographer Dean whatever, the film's famous blood seed tester, which McCready attempts to discover who the alien is among them, each character's blood. During the interview with Blumhouse, blah, 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 blah. Why do you have to go into all this detail? Just fucking show me.
Old Wilford needs
Oh,
to calm
so
down.
apparently each person, that's a thing, right? So let's look out for at the end of the movie and see, right? But apparently, if you look at the ones that are going to be the thing, there's a little light in their eye. There, see the way there's a light in his,
Yep.
right? Right, but he's not a thing now. We know he's not a thing now. But that's what they said. But when if you look at their eyes, there, you'll notice there's always an eye light, which we call it, a little gleam in the eye of the actor. It
The
gives
eyes have it.
the Norris thing nearly killed the entire crew. Oh man, yeah. Now, of course, the thing took hours to make. They weren't going to make that. I mean, that's not an amazing fact. I mean, Scream Rant is really scraping here. Aha! So listen to this. An alternative happy ending exists, as well as an even bleaker one. So there's an alternative cut where McCready is rescued and shown in a room, being given a blood test to determine whether or not he is being assimilated. He passes, and the credits roll. Interestingly, another equally bleak alternative ending exists for the TV version, which sees the alien transform into a dog. Okay. So he recorded a couple of endings because when they were doing the screen test, he wanted, just in case the audience didn't like the ending that he'd given to the movie, which is the one that we got. He had the other two endings ready to go to test it out with audiences. But luckily, nobody gave out about the way they ended the movie, because I thought that was the best way to end it.
I like happy movie endings, but the way they left it up to the audience, I think, is the best way to go. That's a creepy scene too.
And someone's cooking, and it fucking smells awful. Was that entity trying to assimilate Noel's microphone? Why am I cutting off again?
No.
Not for me.
Well, there you go. That's what I have for you anyway. With the L trivia there. I hope you enjoyed that little bit. Do me a favor, there is 8 people watching, and thank you very much for joining us for this movie. If you could do us a favor and smash that like button, we'd really appreciate it. Right. Check them out. Oh, there is a gleam in his eye. Look. Did someone say something? Hold on. I think Cheryl was outside. I just want to make sure she's all right.
Now, who's got a gleam in their eye?
I've got me apple juice now. Ah. I liked him in the movie. He was the most honest one in it, wasn't he?
Mm.
Actually, Norris. Tabor Rayner says Rob Edgar has some videos analysing this film. And TARDIS Time says, I just popped in to wish everybody a good night. There's a weird scratching sound for a bit
Good night.
before it stopped. Yeah, I don't know what's up with me StreamYard, but I can tell you one thing now, I'll be getting onto them because this is 3 days now in a row that I've had technical issues with StreamYard. And the fact that my wife has actually gone out of our way to get it for me to make sure that I could do all of these streams and pay over 200 fucking quid, nearly 300 quid. They're gonna get it. They're gonna be hearing from me actually, and they better fucking fix it as well.
Me too. I got the super plan.
Yeah, how is yours going though?
Well, I haven't done much live streaming myself, but overall, it's been okay.
It is a good app. The software is great. It is one of the best ones out there, but this is the first time I've had a problem with it. I'm starting to think maybe it's the site that I use. I put it on my computer, or maybe it's fecking up my computer.
Yeah, maybe it's your browser.
I mean, the other day I had problems, but that was just because of my internet.
Yeah.
I have a shared system here, and there was a lot of people on, and I ended up getting kicked off.
It's like a communal.
Yeah, it's Wi-Fi.
I think the Opera browser's quite good. I mean, you've got adware removal and blocker and that, and you've got a VPN as well.
Right, let's see if we can actually notice. So the first victim of this thing is going to be the fellow with the needle, yeah?
Yeah.
He's the first one. So apparently there is an Easter egg in this that if you look at his eyes, there's a glaze over his eyes, and that's how you know he's a thing. So at the end of the movie, let's see, can we see it on Giles and McCready's fucking face at the end of the movie? I'm glad there wasn't a remake and a sequel to this, because you don't need a sequel. See, I've always had a theory though, right, that McCready was the first victim because it was his clothes. Right now, I know people say, "Well, that was someone trying to distract and move the attention away from them." But what if he really was the first thing, and we just didn't know? But I've seen Kurt Russell in his Disney days. I was actually shocked. I only found that out recently because I've only ever known him in films like this and Escape from New York and the other one that he did and all these other movies. I never knew he was a Disney kid. And that's where he first met Goldie as well.
Yeah.
They met on a show, but she was 5 years older than him. He was 15 or something at the time. She was in her 20s, and she even said that she liked older men back then.
Yeah. She used to be on Laugh-In.
Yeah, we still have Retro in the chat as well. It's nice to see you still here, pal. I hope you're doing all right, because I know you haven't been well and stuff. Yeah, we got Disaster Area. Of course, Alpha is with us on the panel. We've got who else have we got joining us? We got David. How are you, David?
Chris Persia.
Now we got Chris Persia and Chris Cannon was in the chat earlier. I think he might be still here as well. We got David as well, David Enkley, and we got David Rayner in the chat. Welcome all. Bad Wolf 66 was here earlier as well. Lee Halford was here, and of course we got Real Super Doctor joining us as well on the panel. I just want to thank you all for staying with us and sticking with us tonight. I know movie watch-alongs are not everybody's cup of tea, but I was actually looking at the list, right? Because I'll put the movies in that we've done so far with the rebrand. And the list of movies that we've done are sensational, actually. We've done some cracking movies, lads. I was looking at the list last night. I tell you, we haven't done a bad movie.
Yeah, back to Falling Down and
don't mind, Ted. You're going to hear him because we have both doors open. Right, so we've done Alien. I done Independence Day with Cheryl. We've done Back to the Future. We've done The Time Machine. We've done An American Werewolf in London. The Never Ending Story. The Goonies. Myself and John did A Night to Remember and Raise the Titanic. I put them in, by the way, John, even though they were separate. I wanted to put them in because that
was more or less the Titanic talk night.
Yeah. But I'm surprised about how many people actually watched this one.
Yeah.
We got 85 views on A Night to Remember, and if I'm correct in saying Raise the Titanic got more.
Yeah.
Our Raise the Titanic stream got 224 views. That is the largest audience views we've gotten for a movie watch along so far, I think. Hold on, I'll check now because Alien 141 views. Oh, that's not too bad. Myself and Cheryl did Independence Day. That got 173 views. So we're getting the views, lads.
Yeah.
Falling Down.
Back to the Future. I didn't put Falling Down in, but I'll put that in. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I have to find that, actually. That's there. 121 views for that one, boys. Back to the Future. Time Machine. 124 views. The Never Ending Story should get a lot of views. Hold on. 135 views. There you go, boys. So every stream we've done, over 100 views for each one. Well, that's something to be proud of, lads. Because, I know sometimes we come on here and we might even just have Chris watching with us, Chris Persia, who's always here. And there might be just the three of us. But it seems to be after the fact, we seem to get all the views after the fact. So thank you. We appreciate it.
See, with the Titanic watch-alongs, I mean, it's because there's a lot of Titanic fans out there and enthusiasts that see it as a stream and they just want to go to it. You know, to hear Titanic facts again and that and theories and everything like that. It's fascinating subject.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna find Falling Down because it is only fair that we put it in that playlist. But Alfred's right. I want to see how that did because I remember we did that and it was.
And that Eddie Murphy movie you did, his buddy movie when they grow old together and
Oh, we did. Yeah,
in jail all the time.
that's right. Life.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I'll put that in as well. Yeah, Falling Down. Hold on.
You know what you should do? See, after your movie, you should put the actual year that the movie came out for the watch along, so people don't get confused and think it's a remake.
Yeah, I'll do. I think. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Right. Let's see his eye. Is there? Because we know he's one now. So look at his eyes, boys. Because apparently that's an Easter egg. Apparently this is an Easter egg. Oh, forgot to mention the Goonies, 131, 134 views as well for the
Yeah.
Goonies.
So there's lots of fans of these films.
I'm a concentrating on this Cordy cunt to see his fucking eyes.
Who's the guy in the gray sweater? Or
Yeah, apparently the Easter egg is how you know they're a thing is there's a glaze over their eyes.
my picture's so damn dark. It's hard to.
Oh man,
Yeah.
can you not fix the the lighting on your computer? Or maybe it's that like maybe if you turn the light up on your yoke, it'll work.
Yeah.
By the way, I will have to make this stream over 18s because it is a horror.
Yeah.
Even though it is set for not for kids, but just in case. Oh, there's actually a YouTube channel called The Movies On. Well, he's right. You would have done the same thing. I love it. The weed smoker.
Uh-oh.
It's him all the time.
Actually, I wonder. I'll check that in a minute as well. Raise the Titanic. So here we go. Keep going down.
I still think there's other Titanic things you can do, other
Oh, there's
Titanic
plenty.
movies.
I mean, we still have. We could. There's an Irish, an Irish production company did Titanic. We could do the
Yeah.
TV show, the ITV show as well. I mean,
Yeah.
there's loads with the Titanic we can actually do. Still. And we'll
Because
get around.
the amount of viewers you'll get to your channel.
Well, you know me, I don't really care about that. I just care that people are enjoying them. But yeah, you
Yeah.
are right. There is a.
Here comes
It does like Titanic. I mean, it does have that. It does have that hold and pull on people, I should say.
the hand scene.
Yeah. So apparently they used a real amputee for that.
I think you guys are like 10 seconds ahead of me. He's just now giving him the paddles.
Yeah.
Oh. Now,
Oh, it's going
apparently
right through his
we all
chest.
died here because John Carpenter insisted on the flamethrower being used, and Kurt Russell nearly blew himself up.
Oh boy.
That would have been a very short career, well.
Oh.
That's gross, man.
It's absolutely well done.
I know it's
It
a
is.
bunch of hydraulics and plastic, but still, it's like,
There's the head detaching from the body.
Oh, we're dead Snow Watch Along, the zombie movie that we did. That's after getting 375 views. I'll put that in. Oh, I'll have to close that door, guys, because she's watching something and I can hear it.
torch the head.
Oh, what am I sitting on? Nobody wanted to see this in 1982. There must have been a bunch of pussies back in 1982. Ghostbusters. We did that. I got 208 views.
Some of us didn't get fed the horror stuff.
108 views.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Ghostbusters too.
We actually did Back to the Future Part 3 as well. I forgot about that. Back to the Future Part 2. Oh, that's when I did the whole 3 movies, I remember. But I'll put them in the same movie zone place where so they're all in one place. I was waiting for him to pull the trigger. Well, in fairness, he came at him with a knife. Yep. I don't like looking at this part myself because I have a thing about flesh being cut open. So I'm actually not looking at the screen right now.
And blood. That guy with the curly hair and the beard, he was in Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts. I recognise him. And the black guy is he's in the film They Live. See, it's amazing how you know that you can remember the characters from other films,
Yeah.
the actors, and
They had the epic fight with Roddy Piper, and They Live.
yeah. Well, that fight scene went on for quite some time,
Yeah.
but it was intended to be like that. You know, it was intended to be that there was going to be this kind of resistance to kind of show that how asleep people can be, and how very difficult it is to challenge someone who doesn't see the world through your eyes, kind of sort of thing. That's what the message John Carpenter was trying to get at.
So he actually murdered him. In fairness, he was coming at him with a knife and he turned around and he pulled the trigger. I love this part though.
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
Untie me now.
You'd be the same though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Fuck
Got
that
him
shit.
tied up right beside that thing. It's like, bad time for your flamethrower to go defective.
And it's amazing they had actual stuntmen in that. They kind of
Yeah.
suits that were in flames.
Yeah, they gel them down and then
Yeah. Blew it up.
blew it up real good.
I felt sorry for Windows because the poor fucker, he does nothing in the movie except get stoned. Yeah, we all knew you were alright. I don't blame him. He's looking at him as well. Get me out of here quick. But I do love his reaction because I do feel sorry for him because he's the decent one out of the whole group. Because they were accusing him of getting to the blood and all. So I can understand his reaction here. Ah. In fairness, though, 1982, I suppose it was the 80s and everything was a fun time. Imagine this. Yeah, you watch ET and then imagine if you're an adult, you watch ET, right? And then you watch this. They are two polar opposites. Like, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on here? Disaster area since you don't get this on Love Island. Nah, you get done pranks on Love Island. Retro says, night everybody. Thanks to the panel. Got to get up for work. No problem, mate.
Yeah.
You have a good one and look after yourself. And thanks for popping in.
See you, Retro.
Yeah, the Titanic TV show that we were talking about is the one with Jenna Coleman.
So if both our final two guys' blood checked out, then why would we think that either of them are the alien at the end?
Yeah, but they checked out then. But remember, Childs goes missing for a while, right? And McCready is at the front, everything is burning up. Childs just shows up, and he does ask him, "Where were you?" Like, so I don't know. I'd like to think that the two of them
We're just human.
But I'm glad we don't get that resolution. And I'm glad that he didn't go with the happy ending because that kind of would have ruined the ending of the movie for me. Leave that mystery, you know? There's nothing wrong with a bit of mystery or a movie having an ending like that, letting the audience figure it out for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? I never asked you. Do you think they ended up being turned, or do you think they were human at the end of the movie?
I thought I never knew for sure. I thought maybe one of or the other of them were, but
either way, they weren't able to escape anyway. So even if the two of them were,
yeah,
sure they couldn't escape because they burnt everything and destroyed everything. So a disaster area says, I'm afraid not to know exactly.
I didn't know what happened there. I kind of seemed to have dropped out.
Internet, probably.
Yeah.
well, that thing apparently can just remain frozen or whatever, so it wouldn't matter to it if it. could just hang around till the next people find it. You tell Carpenter music.
Oh, by the way, if anybody's wondering why Lee isn't on the movie stream with us, it's because he's actually working on the trailer for Friday. So he's got a bit of work to do, apparently. So just in case, because Lee was supposed to join us.
He's got work for several people to do.
Yeah.
Was it Lee that chose this?
Well, he chose the fog. He wanted to
All
watch
right.
the fog, so I think it's a bit convenient that he didn't show up. But no, he is genuinely. He's working on a couple of things, including my trailer. So we launched the new panel show on Friday. So if you're interested, you've never been on the channel before, but you've always wanted to come on and you haven't, but it hasn't been the right circumstance, this is your chance because everything goes on this panel. We basically talk in the world of pop culture. We'll be looking at the latest articles. We'll be talking about movie releases. We'll also be talking about TV shows and all of that other stuff. So come and join us because it's going to be very interesting. Chris, right, we'll look out for that. So McCready was still human, but Childs was turned. Wait till the end and you will notice he stays the furthest away from the fire. Okay. PSA, Lee desperately needs a replacement mouse for his Apple. If anyone can help Lee, send him a DM. I'm sure there's someone out there on the land of YouTube that would have a spare mouse for an Apple computer. I'm pretty sure you could buy a cheap one though in Argos, and he has Argos where he lives. Pretty sure you'd get a cheap one on Argos. Now we see that we're losing everybody. First we lost Super Doctor. Now we lost Alpha Omega. He's back now. I don't know. It's getting to the end of the film, lads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mine was because of internet again.
Is there a limit over there? How?
No, it's just the time of the day, and there's more people
like
jump on.
Yeah, it's like if everybody's using it, it's slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I've noticed about 12 o'clock at night and my internet cuts out.
Wow, 159 people watched that stream with Ian. Nice. Thank you. Appreciate it. Considering I had technical difficulties. And again, as I said, don't forget to check out our Loki reviews. Myself and Cheryl watched them and we rate them. Not one episode rated under a 7. Not one. I don't know why people hate on that. I found nothing wrong with it at all, to be quite honest with you. But I think that's just where we are now with everybody. People just complaining for the sake of complaining. Unfortunately. Do you know, I actually haven't had anything to eat at all. It's like 11 o'clock. And since I got up, I've had one cup of coffee. I've just realised I actually haven't eaten anything at all today.
Sometimes it's good for your body just to kind of skip that. Well, because it needs to get rid of all the toxins in the body. Eat it all up.
Well, I have been eating I've been eating healthy these last few weeks anyway. See, I didn't like the way he died though. I wonder how they did that effect. That's deadly.
Oh. Now he realizes. He realizes there's something up.
By the way, it has been announced that Martha Jones is getting a few audios. Big Finish.
Yeah. I've seen something about that on Twitter.
Yeah.
The creature effects are quite good in this.
Well, for 1982.
Yeah, I know.
Like, think about it is. And it kind of still holds up today. Could you imagine if they actually I think we are watching some sort of remastered version of this anyway. But you
Yeah.
imagine if they cleaned it up again,
Yeah.
again. Holy shit.
It's the same with the Hellraiser trilogy. I mean, the effects in that are quite good.
Oh, by the way, some good
Okay.
news, and I'm going to say it. I'm absolutely delighted. Motor City Comic Con has announced that John Barrowman returns on October the 16th and the 17th. So I want to say to Motor City Comic Con especially, fair play to you and well done for not bowing to the pressure of people and announcing Mr. Barrowman. He deserves it. I think all this cancellation business is getting out of hand. So well done to Motor City Comic Con. And even if it is, I don't know how big this is or how small, but the point is not everybody deems or says that John is a liability. And he recently put up a picture. He recently put up a video, and I think that's why he put the video up. I think he was letting fans know in a subtle way that he was going to be at Comic Cons, because he put up a video of his past Comic Con appearances, right? And everybody was wondering why he was throwing that up. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Right, hold on. Did I miss it? Right, who's further away from the fire? So this is the scene.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. They couldn't do that. Actually, it's quite interesting because he is sitting behind. It's there's something behind him that's shielding him from the fire from the back as well. Actually, both of
Yeah.
them. But Charles' one looks bigger. Look. Well, you never really see his eyes either. Clever.
No.
Sure, even if he was a thing, hands him back the drink. Sure, he's gonna change, isn't he?
Yeah, the music.
Damn, I'll have to check that scene out again because I missed it. Well, wow, there's the music. We'll wait till the music's over because that's part of the movie. So, if everybody would like to give their rating in the chat while we're waiting on this beautiful music to finish.
There's like another 9 minutes of credits,
What?
or another 6 minutes of credits.
You have?
I got 149 on a total for the movie.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, it's finished at 142, but there's over 7, of music, right? We won't wait that long, but still. We just, I just want to see something actually for a minute. Because John Barrowman retweeted this tweet, and I just want to see if there's any sour grapes. Right, let's see. You got 8 comments.
Wow, there's been a massive earthquake at Panama, a 7.0 magnitude. Wow. I'm going to look that up.
Where you say Panama?
Panama, yep. And they've got it registered as a 6.88 magnitude.
Where did you say that earthquake was?
Panama, San Jose, Costa Rica, Panama.
All right, hold on. I'm going to check and see if... Holy shit.
Well, Disaster Area gives this a 9 out of 10, and I would concur. I would give this probably a 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I would give it a 9 out of 10 as well.
I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. Because I really like this movie.
Great story, a lot of tension, great effects.
Yeah.
And leaves you wondering at the end. So I think they hit on. It's too bad it didn't do that great initially at the box office.
Yeah.
But since then, everybody, you know, I guess we all come to consider it a cult classic. So.
Oh, here's one for you, right? Because the music's still on. Women's handball players are fined for rejecting bikini uniforms. Norway's beach handball players were each fined €150 for wearing shorts rather than the required bikini bottoms.
God bless Norway.
Well, you know, I'm going to say something controversial here, but the reason why they asked the women to be in the bikinis is so that, you know, blokes will go to these events, handball events. That's what it is. Because someone's making the point that men are allowed to wear shorts. Well, I mean, if they asked the men to wear tight shorts for the women, I'm pretty sure the men would oblige. Like, you know, see this thing now. All these feminists are gonna get on this now. Oh, how dare you make women wear bikinis?
What's next? Beach volleyball.
It's a beach handball. It's a bit like that. Yeah, that it's like it's big. Like I've watched it myself. It's like it's very competitive and stuff. And they do wear bikinis. You know, but that's the appeal. I'm sorry, but that's half of the appeal. If you don't get that, well then screw handball. If they start wearing, if women start wearing shorts like the men, I'm not watching. Simple. I watch because I like to see a nice, sexy, attractive lady. There you go. Right? It's just these feminists. They're ugly. They won't ever get a man of their own. Or a man's treat them like shit, or a woman's treat them like shit. So they take it out on every other woman that looks beautiful. Disaster Area does give it 9 out of 10, and Chris Persia does give it 9 out of 10. Lads, just want to, is there anything else you would like to add about this movie before we actually get into what we're going to pick for our next movie? And as there's only 3 of us, there'll be only 3 movies put up this week. So is there anything else you would like to add about this movie before we move on?
Yeah, I think it's a great movie. Good suspense, good visual effects and all that, and good pacing and that, and you know, it just leaves you questioning what's going on right throughout the movie. I mean, who's the one that's possessed by this alien? You know, and this alien can mutate and take over the hosts and copy the bodies and that, and you know, it's like a base under siege in the Antarctica. It's probably one of the best films out there, and it's got good effects and that. I do like the visual effects, and the monster animatronics are quite good in this, especially for 1982.
I agree. I think the animatronics are great in this. Alfred, sorry, what else you'd like to add about this movie?
No, I already gave my thoughts earlier. So
fair enough. Right, lads. So we have come to the part of the stream where I get ready with my phone, get the poll ready for the next choices. So I hope you have thought very carefully about our movie choices.
I haven't.
Well, we do this after every movie stream now, lads. So come on. I've already got my movie picked because, you know,
yeah,
I'm well prepared.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Gremlins.
Right, so you're going to go with Gremlins again?
Yeah.
Okay, it's only fair that you put it in anyway. So, right, Gremlins is Super John's choice. Alpha.
How about T2?
What, Terminator 2?
Yeah.
Would you not want to do the first one first? No? Okay, if you want to do Terminator, yeah, actually, I like Terminator 2 better than Terminator 1. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'll get into trouble. But it is a better movie. I'm sorry, it is. If you look at the effects of the old Terminator movie now, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Terminator 2 was the better movie. I don't care what anybody says.
I mean, the head of Arnold Schwarzenegger's not. You can tell it's just a animatronic puppet.
Right, so they've gone with. So we got Gremlins, we got Terminator 2, and my movie was RoboCop, the original.
I'd buy that for $1.
Yeah, that one. Just in case anybody thinks I'm picking the other one. The other one's a fucking abomination, even though I had Batman in it.
The other one you just can't watch. I mean, I tried to watch it. And
It's stupid. Like, don't get me wrong, the way he becomes RoboCop, I actually like they done a different spin on it. But
yeah,
after that, then look, RoboCop has to be gritty. You watch the original one, it's gritty, it's ultra violent. If RoboCop is not ultra violent, forget about it. Even the sequels kind of failed to live up to the ultra violent nature of the first one. And then the TV movies, I watched them all. I've watched that whole franchise. Seriously, I've watched every single thing that to do with RoboCop because I was fascinated by that. But RoboCop, the original movie, will always be the best thing that they made. Everything else after it has been substandard. So RoboCop is mine.
I thought the TV movie in the 90s was quite good.
The first one was
the TV series.
But then they kind of went. Did you remember? By the second one, it got ridiculous. The second one, Kane was it? It wasn't Kane. Yeah, Kane was in the second one. It just got ridiculous, man.
I don't even remember a TV series.
Oh yeah, there was. Yeah, we had a RoboCop TV series as well. Yeah, maybe it wasn't shown in America, but we definitely had it here.
Well, I've seen it in Sky One, and it was the series Kane. I thought it was quite good, though. I think it was the.
I think the third one was shit, but you're right. Yeah. The original female cop was in them.
Yeah.
From the original movie, she happened to be in these TV made ones. They did a TV kind of feature length three movies, if you want to. That's what we call them. They're like 3 TV movies, and then you have the main franchise. But yeah, I do agree with you. Some elements of it was good, but I have to be honest. As I said, to me, it was always RoboCop, and the rest were after that was all substandard. But there you go. So there are the 3 movies now, guys. As I do say to you every week, these are your movies, yeah? So vote for your movie. Don't be telling me that your movie is on the mountain of a pole if you're not going to vote for your own movie, right? Right. So everybody vote for your movie. You guys in the chat now, I'm about to put the poll up. We'll get what Chris will hopefully put it in for you. So there you go. There's the 3 movies now. So we've got Gremlins, Terminator 2, 3 movies. Now the results will be on Tuesday. Now I did forget to add actually. Hold on. I actually know when this Comic-Con is starting. So the Series 13 Comic-Con starts at 6 p.m. BST, the 25th of July. So that's the 25th. So that's what? That's a couple of days away. So at the 20th, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Is it Sunday? Yeah, it's on Sunday. So Sunday's New Who watch along is not happening. It'll be replaced by the San Diego Comic-Con. But everybody knew that was going to happen anyway. So the special guest is going to be Jodie Whittaker, Monique Gill, John Bishop with Chris Chibnall, and a very special surprise guest. Now, I will say there has been rumours that the special surprise guest could be a new showrunner, but that's actually ridiculous because why would they bring on new showrunner while the old one's there, even though Series 13 hasn't finished? So I'd rule that out. So any stupid person, because I've seen a few of you actually suggesting that now you are idiots, never going to happen. This special guest is going to be someone that we already know. It's just Chris Chibnall, as usual, trying to hype it up. But that's what we'll be doing. We'll be doing that Comic-Con on Sunday. So we'll only have Classic on Saturday. Yeah, it is Saturday. I just want to make sure that this is Saturday and not Sunday. The 25th is Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, hold on. We have to do. I want to really make sure because I don't like the sound of that. Yes, that's like
Sunday's the 25th. Yeah.
Right, so it is Sunday. So no new Who, as I said. Your live video starts in 3. What do you mean? My live video starts in 3 minutes? I'm literally fucking live. What is going on?
Did you have something scheduled that you didn't know about?
No, we don't have that scheduled. No. I can't. I'm not. The third is on. I can't vote for my movie. I cannot go in to my community post. It's stupid. I can't go in and vote on a poll that I've made myself. So, Chris, if you want to, on my behalf, vote for my movie
or vote for the other two.
Well, Gremlins is winning 33% right now.
Yeah, it's winning on 67%, but it can change.
Well, it does. We get about 75, 80 votes per vote. So as I said, keep voting. I can't vote for mine. Someone votes for me. Lee normally does be here as well. I don't know. I don't know who votes for my movie, but I can't vote for my own movie, which is absolutely ridiculous.
I shouldn't bother.
What?
So I shouldn't bother even picking one.
Boy,
they're always unpopular. Let's see. Okay.
Well, I mean, personally speaking, just on this one, I wouldn't have picked a sequel, to be quite honest. It makes no sense doing Terminator 2 when there's Terminator 1 there. It'd be like doing Ghostbusters 2, but not doing Ghostbusters. You know?
But all before anyhow, and like you said, who's better?
By the way, you're at the changing your vote.
Reasoning anyhow.
You changed your vote. You didn't vote for your own movie. You're at the voting for Gremlins or something, or RoboCop. Because
no, I voted for Terminator 2.
No, you didn't. It's on 0%. Oh, there you go. Okay. Right. I do like Terminator 2. Listen, I think Terminator 2 will win this poll, but I think going forward, right, after this week, I think we should make it clear that you do the first part of the movie. We'll get around to the second part at some stage, but I think you should go with the fourth movie instead of a sequel. But we'll leave this one because I do like Terminator 2. I hope Terminator 2 wins personally. And I mean, the 3 movies are great. I love Gremlins. And this is the second time Gremlins has been up for a vote. It didn't win the last time. It came second. So if you want us to watch Gremlins, you know what to do. If you want us to watch Terminator 2, you know what to do. But vote. So we'll see how this goes. But Gremlins tied force with RoboCop. There you go. I voted for you now, says Chris. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
No,
We'll see
Gremlins
what.
is winning 50%.
It doesn't matter which one wins. I mean, they're all good movies.
Listen, it's the start of the look. At the start, it's going to shift and change, right?
Yeah.
In 2 days, 3 days time, we will know who the outright clear runner is going to be, because that's what normally happens. One of them ends up outright being the choice. Well, listen, 3 movies there. As I said, they're all good movies, as Super John said. But vote, vote, vote. So far we have 8 votes. 8 votes.
Mhm.
See, if we were doing a Gremlins watch along, you never know. Keith Lemon might come in and have a listen in, because
Who's
he's a big Gremlins fan.
Keith Lemon is? But
Yeah.
yeah, that's the guy that does the what you
Yep.
call it. Yeah.
He's a big Gremlins fan.
Well, we'd have to make him aware of it, I suppose. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good. I like him. He's a good comedian. He has that show.
Yeah.
What's the?
Or the Keith Lemon sketch show or something like
Yeah,
that.
and then he has what was it? Through the Keyhole, the old show.
Yeah.
He did his version of it, and he's fucking funny.
Yeah, and there was one Christmas he took the pure piss out of Gremlins, because he was a fan and that.
Yeah,
And he actually had Zach Galligan on with him and all that, and he was replicating scenes from Gremlins and that, and he was dressed up as Gizmo, and had a Gizmo head on and that, and he was like jumping into Billy's bag and that, and he was reenacting the Gremlin scene, the dying stripe scene. It was really funny.
yeah. Well, listen. We'll when we know what movie is going to, and if it does end up being Gremlins, I tell you what. You share the link and tag him in it and see will he come in. It'd be nice to
Yeah.
see him actually come in. You never know. You never know. Roy, Chris is gonna gave us an update on the poll there. He says Gremlins is tied force with RoboCop. Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Actually, no, you're wrong. RoboCop is stormed into the lead. It's on
Yeah.
60%. Terminator 2 is on 10%, and Gremlins
Gremlins
on
on
30%.
30.
So there seems to be a lot of RoboCop fans out there.
Yeah.
But either way, any of those movies will be cracking. Look
Yeah.
forward to it.
I love RoboCop. I mean, I love how the death of the cop, how it was all played out, and that he was turned into this robot, and he actually had the memories of
Murphy.
of his family and all that, and
Yeah,
he could
Murphy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Murphy.
Murphy's daddy. Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love the actor as well, and it's deadly how he is created. Listen,
Yeah.
that movie, Facet, that was ultra violent. Even someone said it was more ultra violent than Terminator. Yes, it was. I love the first RoboCop movie. Oh my god, that blew me away. I remember the first time hearing when he first walks into the cop shop as
Yeah.
RoboCop, and all you hear is his feet.
Yeah.
That fascinated me as a kid. And then you just see him through the glass, but the glass is foggy, so you can't really see him until he steps in. It was just, that's a great reveal. I mean, but they wouldn't make movies like that again. Because remember, even the TV ones that we watched, Super Doctor, they toned them down a little bit. They weren't as they seemed more family friendly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make a RoboCop a bit more family friendly is not.
It was the catchphrase that his sidekick always used. Mo Murphy, it really is you.
Hold on. I see Alpha didn't see them, right? So hold on. I'm going to actually RoboCop. Here we go. There it is. There. See, it didn't do well. I had one season,
Yeah.
and
RoboCop the series.
and it got 5.7 out of 10, 43 on Rotten Tomatoes. It had 21 episodes and a pilot. But what they did was for us, they put few parts together and make them 3 kind of separate hour and a half movies as such. But here it is here. Hold on. There's a 6-disc box set that you can actually buy. I think it has the 3 original movies, and then it has these the TV show, which is again, I mean, that and after RoboCop was kind of to me. It was called Prime Directives. There you go. It was called Prime Directives. It was 13 years after the original series, original films. Right, so 13 years after the original RoboCop, Delta City, considered to be the safest place on Earth, has become a futuristic city owned and operated by the OCP. And RoboCop, Alex Murphy, has begun to feel his age. Murphy finds himself nearly obsolete and must deal with the fact that his now grown son James is an OCP executive, unaware that his father is still alive. So if you want to see a trailer of this shit, I'll put it on because, you know, we already did a stream today. They're limited in these streams anyway, so fuck it. I mean, at this stage, I don't really give a fuck. If YouTube wants to screw me over every time, not let me make any money. Like, I'm poor. I need to make money. But if they want to stop me from making money, that's fine. So I'll just show this trailer anyway. Who gives a fuck at this stage? Seriously, man. Sick of YouTube.
You know, I thought RoboCop 2 was okay. Within reason.
What I didn't like about it was they tried to change him. They tried to make him more humane. No, you gotta see. That's why it was never going to work after RoboCop. It was never going to work after RoboCop. He had to stay the same way.
Yeah.
Right? He found his humanity. Yeah, we get that. But he had to be that ruthless. He had to be. That's why all the other cops were getting beaten all the time. He had to be the way he was. Oh, Robo, he's too ultra-violent, so we put a chip in him now to make him less ultra-violent. Fuck off. Get away.
Yeah.
If it's not ultra-violent, so this is it here, Alpha. If it leave it, let me play it. Why have we got a black screen? Are you going to tell me that I can't play it in my region? Now, here we go. Right. I'm surprised you haven't seen this. Oh.
Just who the hell do you think you are?
RoboCop. The future has a new attitude.
Technology is your friend.
Crime has a new look.
You're boned, baby.
And the most unstoppable crime fighter in the universe,
You may want to fasten your seatbelt.
is back.
All systems functioning.
But now, he's got company.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
And the city will never be the same.
I thought you said this guy was friendly.
RoboCop Prime Directives, featuring 4 hot new titles. Dark Justice, Meltdown, Resurrection, Crash and Burn.
Nah, this is a different one again. I haven't seen this one. This is not the one me and John are talking about.
No, it was the original first series that came out, and I think it was the mid
Oh,
'90s.
so hold on. So they've done a TV series and they've done 6 movies then. They've done the
Yeah.
3 original RoboCop movies, but then they made those 3 TV movies as well.
Yeah.
So there's 6 movies and a TV show with
Yeah.
3 different stories. Okay, so I didn't even see that one either. So I haven't seen that. But I thought I seen everything. When the fuck did that? 2001? How did I not know that? Hold on, 2001. I'll remember what I was doing. Hold on. Oh, yeah. 2001 wasn't a great year for me.
No, neither for me.
So there you go.
I didn't
Alistair.
have Sky then.
You've
So-
got a lot of things to watch now. You've got the 3 original RoboCop movies. Then you've got the 3 TV series movies that they made. And then you've got a complete series with 21 episodes. Yeah. That's if you're into RoboCop, of course. Are you into RoboCop? Because you've kind of stayed silent on the whole thing. Are you a fan?
Who? Me?
You, yeah. There's only one Alpha Omega.
You didn't say Alpha. You said, "Are you a fan?"
I did. I said Alpha.
I liked the first movie when it came out.
Right. Have you watched
I haven't
the rest
seen
of
it for years though.
Yeah, I haven't seen the first film for years.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched the first one. Actually, do you know what I was watching last night? So do you know that thing that you shared in the private chat, Super Doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you type in the Batman, right,
Uh-huh.
you'll get the old TV show from the 19
Oh, the old black and white
Talking about the
stuff.
the black and white one.
Oh,
Yeah. I watched the first chapter last night, mate, right? And I'm telling you, right, it'd be cancelled today because they literally have a white bloke in it playing a Japanese character and they have the eye makeup and all. But I tell you, man, for back then, for a Batman, Jesus Christ, even the effects, the Batman and Robin are chasing this car, right? Down with what's her face in the car with them? I think it's fucking
Lois. Oh no.
no, that's Superman.
Yeah, I know.
I know you're taking the piss. But
Catwoman.
they were chasing this car, right? But the
Uh-huh.
car then went from black to white, and then they turned the car around, and Batman just flies past it.
Wow.
But the effects in it was actually quite good for back in the day. But I tell you, yeah, I sat there and I watched the first one, right? And then I got into a bit of a Batman thing, so I ended up watching Batman Begins last night. I watched the whole of Batman Begins as well last night. Yeah. Oh, actually, by the way, that Halloween Batman one is at part 1. That's on that.
I used to like the cartoon Batmans, you know, that it was like in the early '90s that used to be on. It was on the I think it was What's Up Doc and ITV. You know, it was like the Saturday morning shows.
Oh,
yeah, it was on that.
Batman.
Yeah.
Batman. Yeah, they have that show on it as well, by the way.
Yeah.
So you can go and relive that as well if you want to. But that's
the Adam
so
West?
brilliant. Yeah, the whole lot of it is on it.
Yep. I always thought I thought Adam West was a good actor, and I thought Burt Ward was a good actor, and I thought that Lee Merriweather was really good
They
as
were all good
Catwoman.
actors. You know what the problem was? It was a little bit too camp for me, but I still watched it.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit camp.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people don't know Adam West was a good, serious movie actor before Batman.
Yeah,
he was a good.
But let's be honest,
that's what he's known for a bit.
Yeah, he was never going to be known for anything else. Once he put that cape on, he was never going to be known for anything else. To be honest, sure, when he died, he had a whole thing.
But then he did Family. Yeah, he did Family Guy for years.
He did Family Guy as well. Yeah, he played the mayor in Family Guy.
Yeah,
but the night he died, there was an award ceremony on, but they got the bat light, the bat signal. and they shined it in the sky in honor of him, which I thought was lovely.
Yeah.
That whole series
It
was
it,
it
it
was
was
camp,
always
but-
like the. Oh, sorry.
No, the Batman series with him and it was camp and stuff, but it was enjoyable. I really.
Oh
liked
no! Listen. It was camp as crap, right? And you'd have the bang and pow on the
Yeah.
screen. But you're right. It was good Batman. It was entertaining. It kept you enthralled. Like even the stuff that the villains were doing, like it was
Yeah.
very clever. It was just camp, but. Look, that original series is there, Alpha. Again, that's what I'm saying, man. If you could sort that issue out, whatever it is, the mass need to, because it doesn't happen for me. But if you could fix that issue, I tell you, you can get Alienation, the original V. You
Oh,
can
God.
get Battlestar Galactica, the original, even the other one that they did, the newer one. Anything you want is on this. Seriously, it's like
it's not a technical issue. I just don't want to download something onto my computer that I don't know what it is.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I can't understand why that's happening for you because that doesn't happen for me. I never have to download that, and so do you know what? Do you know what we'll do?
I have a brand new computer with.
Yeah, what I was going to say though is one day what we'll do is I'll add you into the studio. I'll just set up and add you into the studio, and you can screen share it, and you could show me you going into that. And then I'll tell you what to do, right? Because I know for a fact you don't need to download that. Trust me, you don't. Because Charlotte has used it, Super Doctor's used it, I've used it, never had to sign in.
Well,
never.
I have a brand new computer system with Windows 10, and it says that I have to update something or other to play this stuff or whatever. And I can't believe that.
All right, no, because there's even different links that you don't even need to see. That's what I can't understand. I'll sort it out for you during the week. Don't worry. I'll set up a studio and we'll fix that. Because seriously, the world is your oyster with this site. I'm not messing. You can get Classic Who as well, by the way. You can get the specials if you're into watching the specials. The specials from the RTD and the Moffat era. They've got the movie there as well. That's where I watched the Doctor Who movie.
I have all the stuff on media for Doctor
I'm pretty sure they have Supergirl, the movie there as well, if I fucking checked.
Yeah.
The Alienation is there. I remember that TV show, and then I watched the movie. I was a big fan of Alienation. I was a big fan of V. V is there as well. There's just...
You ever see War of the Worlds?
The original?
I can't remember when it was on now. It was a TV series that was on here for just a couple seasons.
Was it a beat now? Right. There was 2 War of the World shows that came out recently. One was from the BBC and one was from a different company that had Pierce Brosnan.
Oh no, this was like 25 years ago or more.
And
it tied into Nostradamus's predictions and stuff. It was really weird.
All right. I don't think I've actually seen that version. No. We might have to check that one out, actually, Alpha, one time. Do a separate watch along for that, because I am fascinated. I do love War of the Worlds. I like the Tom Cruise one. I know it gets a bit of stick, but I actually like the Tom Cruise one. You won't beat the original or the radio broadcast. You never beat that either. But the Tom Cruise one was good. I liked it. By the way, I'm just over the moon because my favourite snooker player of all time has just liked a tweet of mine.
Wow.
Jimmy White is just had to like in a tweet. I am over the moon.
Snooker?
Oh, that's at the making me day as well. So do you remember the guy Lewis Morehouse that we did the stream on? The kid that was doing the stuff for the blind kids. Do you remember I did a whole stream on it, folks? Oh, the silence is deadly. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Imagine if John Barrowman came on.
Anyway, I did a stream about Lewis Morehouse. He's a kid who's a fan of Doctor Who. He's been blind since he was 18 months old. And he basically set up this campaign to help other kids. This is the video that I did with that Chris Chibnall gave a donation. Do you remember I did the video, the positive video of Chris Chibnall?
Mhm.
That's the video. If you haven't watched it, go in and watch it because I put all the links there. If you want to go and support that good cause, the link is there to his crowdfunding page as well. Chris Chibnall actually, Chris Chibnall did a whole donation, and this kid was able to reach his goal and help other kids out there that can experience Doctor Who the way he's been experiencing it. Now, as I said, even if you're not a fan of this current era, what this kid is doing is inspirational. So if you haven't checked that stream out, I'm actually going to repost it on Twitter now. Because I can't believe it. Lewis is just at the replying back to me. And he's at the saying, thanks for the support, much appreciated. That's at the making me day. Because, you know, he is supported by all these other people that don't like me. So the fact that he's come in and he's actually thanked me for support, that look at 2 tweets in one night made me night.
Yeah. Amazing.
I'm just letting him know. No problem. Anytime, Lewis. Any way we can help, we be delighted to do so. Keep up the good work. That's at the make of my day. Seriously. Fair play to you, Lewis. Jimmy White and Lewis in one day. That's
But you never know, Noel. Somebody famous could come on your channel. You know, one day that you know they decide they want to talk to you.
yeah. I think that'll only happen when these people leave me alone.
Yeah.
It is. Look, I will say this. I think I've said it to you a couple of times. The thing that has frustrated me and has annoyed me is the fact that I have been badmouthed by fans in this fandom that are listened to. And unfortunately, you know, I've asked David Tennant on directly. I've tried to get Michael Sheen on. I've texted him because I wanted to get him on to talk about Staged because I love that show. And I even remember a couple of J-bots actually retweeted me tweet and said, why would they want to go on to a racist, biggest, sexist pigs channel? Like,
Oh, God.
so I know I'll never get anybody connected to Doctor Who on my channel. I know I've come to terms with that.
Nothing
It's
ventured,
hard.
nothing gained.
I've come to terms with it though, Alpha. I mean, look, when you do what I do, and you know you're constantly being attacked the way I've been doing, these actors and actresses do see this stuff, and they do listen.
Yeah.
So you know, I have reached out to a few of them, but I never got a response. And I don't expect I'll ever get one. I recently only texted John Barrowman because I was very interested on doing some Torchwood watch-alongs, and I really would like to get him on to talk about Captain Jack and other stuff. But he's probably right not to come on because he's already getting enough stick as it is. So he'd probably get more stick if he came on here. And I don't want that for him because, as you know, I really do respect that man, and I wouldn't want to be anyway part of him being stressed. So I did ask, he hasn't replied, so I've just left it at that. It's never going to happen. I've accepted that. That's just the way it is. All of these little kids that slag me off, they seem to be able to get their interviews. And that's just the way it is. I'm never going to get anybody on connected to Doctor Who. That's sad.
Well, you just don't know that.
Listen,
Well,
what?
yeah, like I said, you never know until you try.
You never know.
John, look at the way they treated Peter Davison because of
Yeah, I
what he
know.
said.
It's pretty grim.
Could you imagine if a former cast member came on here just to do an interview? They'd say they were supporting me. They'd go after them.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want that either, because then that gives me a worse reputation. So no, I've accepted it. Listen, I accepted this about 6 months ago because there's a little story that I could tell, but I won't because it's actually too upsetting. But I was close to getting a very big interview on the channel, and all I'll just say is it would have blown a lot of people away. But because of the drama,
Yeah.
I was told out straight, I'm sorry, you can't be associated with you because there's too much negativity around you. So I was told. So
Yeah.
I know,
I've accepted. I've accepted it.
Chris Chibnall, right?
Yeah, could you imagine?
Yeah, well, it could be the BBC themselves.
Look, it doesn't matter. I've accepted it. It does annoy me. I'm not gonna lie. But that's just the way it. That's just the way it is. You never know. You are right. Maybe 4 or 5 years down the line, when this era is completely gone and forgotten about. But these kids don't forget. Remember, they don't let go. Sure, they've been at me for 4 years. Why would they stop now? And they
It's
even
because
even that-
you're not a part of their inner circle, and that's what it is. And they're completely jealous. Say if you get somebody famous on and they started talking about Doctor Who or whatever, I mean, they will completely lose their rag.
Well, they lost their fucking head when John Barrowman retweeted me on his fucking
Yeah, I seen that.
account, and you seen that yourself. And that
Yeah.
retweet, he still left that tweet up. He never removed it, even after people were going in and saying this fella is a homophobe and a racist, and why you retweeting him? And then of course everybody went in, including women, because I was accused of being misogynistic as well. And you seen it yourself. I had people go in there. Don't be listening to them, John. He's actually one of your biggest supporters, and all of this. They were making it clear that none of this is true. They just don't like him because of this, that, and the other. That meant a lot to me. But he never took down my tweet, and that was the thing. I remember saying at the show, I said, John Barrowman's just had to retweet me. I says, I bet you by tomorrow I'll be blocked, because he was getting so much grief. And I was even considering removing the tweet, right? So the retweet then wouldn't show me tweet. And then I thought, well, why should I? I've done nothing wrong. I haven't done anything wrong. The way these kids act, you think I committed a crime. I didn't. All I did is not like a show that you don't like right now. And I've been a fan of this show longer than most of these little idiots. That's the thing. Right? I'm entitled to not like something. Right?
They have sad, pathetic little lives.
Yep, they do.
And that's what their lives are about, is trying to stir up controversy and trying to be relevant. And
listen, then someone called me a predator the other night. Someone then called the same person then called someone a pedophile. And then that same person then said to another person, I hope you kill yourself.
Absolutely disgusting.
Now, that account was reported, but Twitter is obviously not doing their job properly because they were limited, right? But they weren't suspended. Then they come back at me because I put up a post, another one bites the dust. You've probably seen it today. I wrote another one bites the dust. There's another hateful account taken down. And then this weirdo then texts me on the Irish Geek account and starts saying, no, we're still here, you lawyer, and all of this. And they literally showed the screenshot of the report where it says they were limited for hateful content, and they tried to make me out to be a lawyer. And Lee even showed, what are you talking about? It literally says there you are taken down for hateful content and promoting self-harm.
Yeah.
So my block button has been very busy today on Twitter. I've literally blocked about 50 people today. Because they've been coming after me. And I don't know why, right? Because they've kept silent. Do you know what I actually do? It's got to do with this John Barrowman thing, right? It's because I'm speaking up and because I refuse to go with the crowd on this one again. They want to cancel him. I don't think he should be cancelled. That's where I've always stood when this was all brought back out again. At the end of the day, as I said, he has always had the support of the fans after he apologised the first time. And as far as I'm concerned, a line was drawn under it back then when Julie told him to basically grow up, and he did. So, done. The issue is done. Right.
Plus, if he's not going to, he doesn't give in and he stands his ground and stuff, that even pisses him off more.
It does.
So,
it does.
So they have to go after him even more.
Because he did an interview for the Daily Mail, and now they're saying he's right wing, and because he liked my tweet as well. Actually, Mr. Who didn't like the fact that John Barrowman had retweeted me, so much so that he actually went into John Barrowman as a profile and the retweet, and he actually started calling me a white supremacist, then realised that he'd actually slandered me on John Barrowman's page and realised he made a mistake and took it down. But that's how jealous they are. And you know what they keep saying? Oh, you keep saying it's jealousy. It is.
Yeah.
There's no other reason for you are attacks on me all the time. Has to be. Right? I get something good happens to me in this fandom, right? I finally have something good happen to me and they tried to take that away from me, but they didn't and they weren't. They weren't going to take me moment. Listen, I've worked hard in this fandom. To have someone like John Barrowman even retweet me is fucking huge as far as I'm concerned. You know? It's like someone, a character that I have loved in a show, retweeted me. I mean, William Shatner has as well. William Shatner's like a couple of me tweets, but and now Jimmy White, as I said, and I'll show you. I'll put her up the screen. So I don't lie about these things, but you know what? Out of the whole lot of them, honestly, John Barrowman's retweet was everything. It meant the world to me because Doctor Who means the world to me, and the fact that he was part of New Who when it came back, that made me nice. I'm still kind of buzzing over it. But people have tried to ruin that moment for me, and I refuse to let them.
You need to look at William Shatner's posts. I mean, he's battling with them every day. You can see his post, and he's 90 years old when he's on Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad how they kind of treat the stars and all that. Great TV shows. They don't realise how lucky they've got. I mean, these stars are absolutely precious.
Yeah.
You know, they don't realise how lucky they've got it.
As I said when all this kicked off, these Doctor Who fans don't realise how lucky they are to have someone like John Barrowman in the fandom.
Yeah.
To have someone like John Barrowman part of the show. I mean, the conventions would be nothing when he was there. The conventions wouldn't have been as good if John Barrowman hadn't been doing all the stuff that he was doing. I think fans forget that his tomfoolery has been accepted for years. It puts smiles on people's faces. I just, one day they will. Well, no, maybe not.
It's like you've got to be careful in what you say and what you do these days, because these people are just complete psychopaths. I mean, they go after you for the slightest of thing.
I know, but I've learned to accept that. Listen, I've been doing well. I've just been blocking them. The moderators have been doing their thing. If any trolls come in, they're dealt with straight away. I don't
I mean,
even
I don't interact with them, so I just
No, neither
ignore
do
them
I.
on Twitter.
Same here. I mean, they were starting to interact on Rabbi's stream when I turned up, and I said, Rabbi, hang on for a minute. And I just said to the chat, I said, do us a favor, will you do what we do on my channel? Ignore the trolls. That's what they want you to do. They want you to respond back to them. I says, whoever's the moderator in here or the wrench, just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. And then I realized I was a wrench, so I start getting rid of them. And that's what you do. You don't even give them the satisfaction of a reaction or even answering them back. You just bang, get rid of them. And that's what I've been doing, even on Twitter.
I mean, back in the day, in say the 2005, 2006, when there was these message boards in the AOL, and there were discussions about Doctor Who current episodes and the things that you liked or the things that you didn't like in that episodes, and you could post that, and you could talk to the host that was behind the chat message boards and all that, and you would get the trolls attacking you back then. I mean, even in 2006, if you didn't like something, I didn't like Love and Monsters, and a lot of people didn't like it and that, and I get kind of hammered for it in the AOL message boards.
Yeah, I know. I just don't know. Do you know what annoys me, though? I just can't believe how toxic the whole thing has gotten. Because the fandom was never like this. It was never like this. It's just, I just can't understand how we were able to get it. I mean, even going back 4 years ago, right? As soon as she was cast,
Yeah,
you could feel the change of atmosphere in the fandom. It completely changed overnight. As soon as someone came out and said, "No, don't like Jodie Whittaker, why did they cast her?" Straight away, you were being attacked. And then the media then start drumming up, well, if you don't like a female as the Doctor, you're sexist. And that stuck. And this is what these kids do. They repeat everything that the media said back in the day, and they've repeated the same thing for the last 4 years.
Well, I think for a lot of them that they didn't even know anything about Doctor Who before Jodie became the Doctor. They just jumped on board because they cast a woman in the role.
That's it.
And anybody who had a contrary opinion, you can't have that.
Yeah, well, we'll see when the next, if there is a next Doctor, but it'll be very interesting to see how they cast if they do indeed decide to go ahead and cast after it. For me, it has to be a bloke.
I don't think there's going to be any big revelations on this Sunday panel.
I don't know. I agree with you. I think it's going to be another one of those. It's hyped up, but nothing really is going to happen.
Yeah.
And as I said, whoever wants to join me for that, we can allow up to 9 people. That's 10 altogether. That's including myself. So if you're interested in doing the panel for Sunday for this Comic-Con, let me know in the comment section or get in touch with me. You all know how to get in touch with me. You can either find me on Facebook, Twitter, or leave a comment after this video goes up. And guys, that invite extends to you too as well.
Yeah. Well, Sunday, yes, I can make it on Sunday, but I can't make it on Saturday.
I know, you told me, yeah. You can't do your Saturday. Yeah, that's fine. That's fair enough, man.
I got work Saturday again, so I'll be working Saturday.
I do already know. I've already got one guest confirmed anyway. Marty is going to be joining us, who gives us the Doctor Who stuff on Reddit. He's going to be joining us first. The Reddit stuff I don't believe, so we just do them for fun now. He's going to be joining us. As far as I remember, the last time Jack was on, I think he was interested because I did announce it the last time Jack was on that we were going to be doing this. I think he said he wanted to be on, so that's Jack as well. And I'm pretty sure Lee will want to be there because, you know, it's Comic-Con and, you know, something to have a rant at, which we're going to do plenty of, trust me, because we won't be happy. And I know we won't be happy because something's going to be said, you know, because this is Chibnall's chance now to rub it in,
Yeah.
right? And I'm pretty sure he won't be able to resist rubbing it in, because if I was showrunner and I had all you fans giving out about me, I would use Comic-Con as an opportunity to stick two fingers up at you. That's what I do. So, well, fuck yous. Who do you think yous are? I'm in charge. And that's his
I'll
attitude.
destroy your myth in a minute.
That's it. He'll probably confirmed at the time. What right you say? He probably will do something like that. He'll probably try, you know, say or try make out that, you know, the fugitive doctor is still part of this timeline, which means she has to fit in somewhere, right? And again, I think that conversation's gone very quiet with fans. Like, you know, it shouldn't be, because if she goes in between Troughton and Pertwee, or even Pertwee and Baker, there's going to be a problem. If she's before Martinell, that's going to be a problem as well. So where does she fit in? Fans still don't know. And remember, some Comic-Con thing tried to say that she was an older version of the Doctor, and we all pulled them up for that, and then I got blocked by them because they're twats.
Or maybe she isn't the Doctor at all. Maybe she is. You know how like the Doctor could lose his hand, and it was found it could grow another Doctor. You know, like a Doctor that cannot regenerate, because we haven't seen the Ruth Doctor regenerate.
Right, yeah, but we do know that the Meta-Crisis Doctor cannot regenerate. The Meta-Crisis Doctor will die.
Yeah. So maybe she's a Meta-Crisis Doctor.
Well, she can't be, because the Meta-Crisis Doctor can't regenerate.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen her regenerate.
Because think about it, that Doctor was half human, mostly human.
Yeah.
He only had one heart. They couldn't. No. Now I will say there is a cut scene at the end of the scene where he leaves the Meta-Crisis Doctor there, and he gives the Doctor a piece of the TARDIS to grow his own TARDIS. Now, if Chibnall has robbed from that because he's annoyed, that's what he does. He robs other people's ideas, and then he repackaged them very poorly. That's what he does. He gets old stories and he repackages them very badly. Now, if he's doing that, and she happens to be a Meta-Crisis Doctor, then that's fine. But he has said a key thing. And the key thing here is he said that her Doctor was not a multiverse Doctor, which means she wouldn't be the Meta-Crisis Doctor either.
Mm.
So she is a Doctor of this timeline, whether we like it or not. Let's call it the Prime timeline, right? So she has to fit in somewhere. So is she in reality after Whittaker?
Well, the Whittaker Doctor didn't recognise her.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Right. So if she is the Doctor after Whittaker, right? Say he goes down that route, well then the 14th Doctor would be her, right? But we are there. I know there's rumors on Reddit saying that Joe Martin's the 14th Doctor, but we were told different. We were told the reason why she didn't end up in any more episodes after her appearance was because she was told she wasn't going to be the 14th Doctor, and she wasn't happy about that. So I don't think that's going to happen. So she's a Doctor before Whittaker. So where does she fit in? Okay, I'll ask this question before we leave. I know this was the thing, but we always do talk afterwards. We've done the movie and we kept strictly to the movie. This is after the fact, so I don't think people will mind. But I'm going to ask you both a very difficult question, right? And I want you to give me as honest of an answer as you can. And I'll ask the chat the same thing, right? Where on the timeline, or which yeah, where on the timeline would it be acceptable for you to have Joe Martin's doctor? So which in between what doctors would be acceptable to you guys to allow this to happen? Now, I will just say something. We do have CD has put up a post. He told me to call it CD. Fair enough. Joe Martin after Hartnell, then the Morbius doctors, timeless children, the last saving Gallifrey, changing history, resetting the timeline, and a new timeline. Hartnell regenerates into Troughton. Just a theory. Whoa, that's a bit. That's a lot of info to take in, but I see where you're going with that. Resetting the timeline though, and then we'd get the new timeline where Hartnell. So what you're trying to tell me is that Joe Martin would be part of the original timeline, but then Hartnell's doctor to Troughton is a new timeline. That's what you think he's doing. Okay, that's just a theory. But that is actually, I don't think anybody has thought of that. Would people accept that, actually?
No.
No, see, I don't
Well,
think
I wouldn't accept
It just overcomplicates the whole situation.
I think the reason why people don't accept it is because that would still mean that there still was a doctor before Hartnell.
Yeah. Well, it's impossible because her TARDIS was a police telephone box, and the TARDIS stuck as a police telephone box in the year 1963 because the chameleon circuit broke down, and we all know that. So it can't be.
True.
For me,
right. Go on, Alfred.
For me, she doesn't fit into the original timeline for me. Anywhere
Sorry,
in the yeah.
Right, well, I'll give a few. I'll give a few. I'll play devil's advocate here. Right, she technically could go in between Troughton and Pertwee. Now, hear me out. Troughton's doctor was forced to regenerate.
Yeah.
Right? So he had to choose a region, remember? And obviously Pertwee was shot. But what if in between that there was actually another doctor?
I would have her as an alternate thing or whatever. You said Chibnall's not going to do that, definitely.
Well, he did say in an interview that this Roots doctor wasn't in an alternative timeline. She was part of this universe.
That's the only way I would accept it. I mean, if you had
there is another place, and I'm playing devil's advocate again, there is another place where she could fit in. She could fit in between McGann, the War Doctor and number 9.
Well, we saw that the War Doctor was kind of morphing into Christopher Eccleston.
Yeah, I get that, but remember, you know,
wouldn't Jodie recognize her then?
Whether we like it or not, can sometimes fucking go its own way. See, this is why
if she fit in that, wouldn't Jodie recognize her?
Not if her mind was. See, this is what I mean. You're right. You actually are right. Actually, now that you say that,
yeah, I know.
She doesn't. See, this is the problem with the Fugitive Doctor. She doesn't fit in the timeline. See, he should never have come out and done that interview and said that she's not an alternative universe doctor. He shouldn't have done that interview. Because now...
she can't be in between...
To change that. He shot himself in the foot.
Yeah, he did.
He'll probably come out and say, well, I just wanted to keep you all in suspense or something stupid like that.
unless he's lying like Moffat.
Well, Stephen Moffat does lie, and so Chris Chibnall could well be lying. But why would you tell a lie that destructive when you know that fans are going to be upset? Well, I suppose that's his whole mantra, to upset us.
Well, he don't care about fans.
Or maybe she's part of the Matrix. You know,
she could be a manifestation.
A manifestation of the Doctor's
like
subconscious.
like the
Like the
Valor or
Morbius,
something.
well, like the Morbius, people say
Yeah.
Morbius Doctors. I refuse to say that. It wasn't Morbius Doctors. It was Morbius. That's it. Right?
Yeah.
He was battling Morbius. He wasn't battling himself. That makes no sense anyway. By the way, that theory going around for years.
So
That
the-
doesn't make. How does that make sense? He's battling himself. Get the fuck what?
Yeah, no.
No, the extra ones we saw were Morbius Doctors, right?
Yeah.
Not
Morbius.
Doctor.
Not
No,
Doctor.
the
though.
Red Doctor's just Morbius
Yeah.
Right.
because that's who he's fighting. He was fighting Morbius.
And even Philip Hinchcliffe said that himself. It was Morbius's faces.
Yeah, he doesn't call them Morbius Doctors. This is what the fans
No.
are calling them now.
Yeah.
They're calling them Morbius Doctors. They're not. It's Morbius. That's who he was fighting. It's clear in the episode. Actually, do you know what we'll do? We've got to watch along.
That's what I thought.
Coming up, we'll do that Tom Baker. We'll do that story again, right? And then we'll do the review, and then we'll talk about our theories after it, right? I think that's fair. I think we will have to do that story again, because she doesn't fit. She just doesn't fit. She doesn't fit anywhere in the timeline. Like I've given examples where she could fit in, but even with the second one, there's a problem. But with the first one between Troughton and Pertwee, you could do it there, but here's the problem we're going to have. Fans are not going to accept that, right? Even if it was done cleanly, fans are not going to accept there's a doctor between Troughton and...
Or maybe
anyway.
Chibnall's thinking he's clever and he's going to do a whole reset, like Stephen Moffat did the whole reset kind of thing and resetted the universe.
That still ruins the whole history of the show.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Look, the only way this works in the time these children actually work is if they're part of an alternative timeline. Now, he says on one hand that she's not. But at the same time, Gallifrey is being destroyed again, right? I remember then they go back to Gallifrey and it's there. So in the same series, wasn't it? Did they first go to Gallifrey and then the Doctor finds out no, Gallifrey is being destroyed then, and that's why it's all even again.
It just doesn't make sense at all.
This is interesting. We should have a stream on this actually, just dedicated to that, because this is a very interesting conversation, and bring you two guys on for it, actually, just you two, because
see, I don't think that Jo Martin knows herself.
She doesn't, because very interestingly enough, if you go onto her Twitter account, right, which I'm about to do now, right. I'm waiting to see what she has as our tagline, and I'll read this out to you. So for anybody that isn't on Twitter, right, I will tell you now what John Mark. So after the announcement was made, she actually, by that Comic-Con, she actually changed her Twitter handle, because she originally had on it that she was the fugitive Doctor, right? But then as soon as that Comic-Con announced that she was what was it? An older. What was it? What was it exactly? They said she was an older or an earlier. Sorry, it was an earlier. Yeah, she was an earlier. She was an earlier incarnation of the Doctor. Now, I thought John Martin blocked me there for a second. I was going to say that'd be unfortunate because I haven't done anything. So this is what she wrote, and this is her tagline. And she goes, apparently, I'm a doctor. And she put the emoji where she has her finger on her mouth, right? Mm-hmm. So before that, it used to be fugitive doctor. That was her tagline. Now it's apparently, I'm a doctor, and that finger emoji, finger on the lip emoji. As in,
Well, it looks like she's not quite sure about it.
She's not. She doesn't know. I think she was surprised. But as soon as people called out that Comic-Con place, that Comic-Con place started blocking people, including myself. So it was very interesting when you were getting called out for it, because I said, if this is a publicity stunt, how dare you anyway? You shouldn't be doing that to fans. That's absolutely disgraceful. And I says it's disingenuous to say, because she hasn't been revealed, as we don't know where she fits in. Because that's what my tweet was. I said, how dare you for saying this? I said, even Chris Chibnall hasn't confirmed where she fits in the timeline. She's called the Fugitive Doctor. She isn't an earlier incarnation of the Doctor, because Chris Chibnall hasn't told us. So stop being disingenuous. And then before you knew it, I was blocked. So she doesn't. They don't like being called out either.
Sounds par for the course.
But I tell you, if she is an earlier incarnation of the Doctor, Chris Chibnall shot himself in the foot. He better rectify this now and say it was all the Matrix. It's the only way that he's going to get out of this. He's always left himself a get out of jail card. Use it. Because if you don't use it and you stick her somewhere in between any of the Doctors, it's done. You're done. And it's not because we have a problem with Joe Martin's Doctor. We actually don't. We've even said if you put her in an alternative timeline, we'll be happy with that. But if you put her as part of the Prime timeline, forget about it. It's done. It's done. Right? You cannot disrespect every other Doctor that came before. Sure, you've even disrespected your own Doctor anyway. Right? You couldn't let Jodie Whittaker's Doctor stand on her own 2 feet. You had to bring in another female Doctor. You had to have two. You couldn't just keep her and let her have her own moment to shine. You had to bring in another woman. Now, apparently, Jodie Whittaker was on board with this. But if I was the lead actor, right, and I was playing the Doctor, and then the showrunner came to me and says, well, listen, I'm thinking of introducing another Doctor into your series, I'd say, sorry, that's not what I signed up for. And I'd actually leave. I'd leave the role. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm sorry, but I have a big problem with retconning the whole history of the show.
I don't think it should be. Listen, look, if these fans are not happy with the show, fine, right? If they have a problem with certain episodes out there in the past as well, fine. But at the end of the day, if you think by trying to retcon the whole lot is gonna keep everybody happy, I think they've underestimated the BBC. I mean, it puzzles me and baffles me how they don't realise how popular Classic Who is. Right? I mean, everything that they sell is geared towards the classic era anyway. So
Yeah.
I find it hard to believe that they don't know that the classic era is their money gold mine, right? So why would they let some fucker come in and try change all that? That's what baffles me about this. Why would they let someone come in and wreck the whole history of the fucking show when they know that the merchandise, the classic merchandise, if you're going to change, nobody's going to, you can't do it. Even with the animations, they've started to insert little things in that. Like Eddie, when I did that interview with him, he says he has a problem with the animations because they keep inserting little things. Like, for example, they've got in not Fury of the Deep, but the faceless ones, right?
Yeah, the Roger Delgado.
The Roger Delgado poster, right?
Yeah.
On the
right,
wall.
that's in the black and white version. But if you watch the color version, there's actually two posters, two different actually takes on that, right? The first one is Roger Delgado, right? But if you watch on the other one, there's actually two posters there in the other saying Roger Delgado and Sacha Dhawan's master.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense. Because Sacha Dhawan's master is a new Who master. And that would be my problem of having him in the classic era. That's because I do like Sacha's master, as you all know. But you shouldn't put a new Who master in the classic era or try and insert them into the classic era. I don't care even if it is a poster. You shouldn't be doing it. But you see, Chris Chibnall would make sure, because if that's Sacha Dhawan, they'd obviously be going to Chris Chibnall, or he has insisted on it. So remember, while people are saying these animations are great, and don't get me wrong, I'd love being able to see stories that I haven't been able to see, but this gives them the opportunity to insert their agenda into these classic stories without fully retconning the classic stories, because they know if they went that far, we wouldn't tolerate it. So they try and roundabout ways of doing it. So they're using New Who, especially the Whittaker era now, to do that. And they think we're stupid. Think we can't see what you are doing. Chris Chibnall better go after Series 13. I want him gone. I want him gone, because if he's not gone, I'm not watching Series 14. I'm done. I'll rebrand the channel and I'm gone. I'm done with Doctor Who. If he stays on, I'm done. There'll be no more Doctor Who content on this channel. And that includes Classic Who. Can't do it. Be tainted. Because he'll destroy it. He'll destroy it, and I refuse to do it. I won't give him the fucking satisfaction.
I think they're trying to get Jodie to the 60th.
They're not going to get Jodie to the 60th. They're not. They're mad. They're mad.
Yeah.
They get Jodie.
And Matt Smith will not come back.
None of them will work with her.
No.
They won't work with her. They won't. None of them will work with her. This is why I don't think anybody... See all this talk about a multi-doctor story that everybody, all the other sides being taught. It's not going to happen. None of these people are going to work with Jodie Whittaker. We spoke about it last year, right? They don't want to go anywhere near the Whittaker era. None of them.
I just think that's what they have in mind, that they're trying to drag this out until the... Unfortunately, till that...
It does seem that way. It does seem that way. I have to be honest. It does. But... No,
it's not going to last.
I mean, look at the way they treated Captain Jack when he came back. I mean, look at that one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Change the subject quite slightly, because I've just seen the post there and I didn't realise. And maybe if I had known, I probably would have chose one of his movies actually to do tonight instead of the movie that we did. But Robin Williams' anniversary is today. He would have been 70. He would have been 70.
Wow. Great act. It was a great actor, Robin Williams.
What's sad, because he was making like a comeback, or he had that sitcom with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah.
That was doing half decent as far as I know. And it's like all of a sudden he took his own life. Didn't realize he was so depressed or whatever. It's like...
Yeah, Chris comes up with a good theory there, though. Maybe have Jo as part of a completely different regeneration cycle, then erase her memory before regenerating into a little boy who's placed on a farm as a normal Gallifreyan who becomes Hartnell, and even that will be accepted by the fandom. Exactly. Exactly. See, I think these newer fans don't realise it's the legacy, it's the respect or disrespect towards the canon that we're most annoyed about. The Timeless Children destroys it all, as far as we're concerned.
Hartnell is the first.
No, Hartnell will always be the first. Even BBC themselves say Hartnell's the first Doctor, even though Chris Chibnall's doing this Timeless Child nonsense. Right? They still put the calendars out, and Hartnell is January. Right? The first month. So even they won't come out and haven't said he's not Doctor One. He is the first Doctor. He'll always be the first Doctor, because he was the first one on fucking screen. End of. That's how it works. If he's on screen first, it's canon. It's done. You cannot change that.
For me, yeah.
Like Chris Chibnall trying to do a prequel. That's what it is, actually. It's like Chris Chibnall trying to do a prequel of Doctor Who. We don't want the prequel, you sap. We want you to continue the fucking story. Right? We want aliens. We want villains. We want shootouts. We want fucking TARDIS flying through time and space. We want sexy companions.
Yeah.
Right? The Doctor to be fucking, have his speeches, said his big moments that he has. But no. we don't
Trouton's the
want-
second. Pertwee's the third. Tom Baker's the fourth. Don't shoehorn anything in anywhere.
Well, we'll know pretty soon enough. And maybe Sunday, but I tend to agree with Alpha. I don't think we will get fucking at on Sunday. But we'll see on Sunday. Sunday will be the first indication of... Do you know what? All I'll say is just be when Christian not speaking, just listen to everything that he says very carefully. Right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there'll be something that he'll say that fans will pick up on.
Try to be
Well,
clever.
I don't know. I think he will throw a curveball just for the sake of it. Because think about it. This is Chibnall. He throw a curveball and he knows that show's not going to be aired for a while, and he'll just leave fans waiting. Right now, the curveball will obviously be a joy to the Whittaker fans, but for us, it'll be torture. Right, and that's what he'll do. I think he will. 10289 popped in and he goes, "Hello, I'm here and I'm not drunk." Fantastic. It's nice to be sober once in a while, unknown. I hope you're doing well though, pal. But yeah, so let's see for a minute. Third Doctor wrote something there. What did he write? Let's see. Hartnell is first. He is. And anyone saying different is just as ignorant as. I agree. We'll see anyway. Sunday is going to be big. He will throw a curveball, I believe. I think he will. I think because that's the type of man he is.
Yeah, and it's a mystery guest.
I think he'll give us something, and then what will happen is they won't say much, and then the Whittaker fans will love it, right? But we won't, because that's what he's all about.
Yeah.
That's what he's all about. Listen, he even put in a line in Series 12 to piss off fans when he said, "Oh, she's an upgrade," right? That was aimed at fans because fans like us, because we were saying that she wasn't even good enough to polish the boots of Peter Capaldi, and then she comes out with that line, "Yeah, I'm an upgrade."
I mean, Chibnall completely ripped that off from Missy in Dark Water.
But still, it doesn't matter the fact that he got her to say it. We know why he was getting her to say it. It was two fingers to the fans that have been given out about her as the Doctor and the era.
Yeah.
And we're justified. That's the thing. We are actually justified. Like, I know I'm moaning at other people giving out about other franchises, but I think in Doctor Who's case, we have a genuine reason to fucking have the complaints that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to retcon the whole fucking lot. Yeah. By the way, did you hear that Kathleen Kennedy was allowed to destroy Star Wars, by the way?
Wow.
According to the latest rumors from a YouTuber out there. Yeah. Apparently these rumors are getting ridiculous. But by the way, when I say that I'm taking the piss, Kathleen Kennedy was not given Star Wars to destroy, you fucking idiot. Right? But see these YouTubers, I don't know how to get away with it, but now Kathleen Kennedy was given the keys to Star Wars to deliberately destroy it. Now, why would Disney, now you hear me out on this, right? And this is how stupid these people are that follow this YouTuber. Tell me one thing, right? Here's the thing. Why would Disney go and acquire the rights of Star Wars, off Lucasfilm, right? And George Lucas, right? Pay billions for it, right? To then let Kathleen Kennedy come in and make them lose money. Go and kiss me fucking arse, right? I mean, listen, if you are still listening to that YouTuber out there that's putting out all these Star Wars rumors, you are sad. Right? And I'm going to say it out straight, you are sad. Right? He put out Doctor Who rumors and tried to say that Taiwan's controlling the BBC and Taiwan's controlling Doctor Who. It's ridiculous, like. Ridiculous. Taiwan. What's Taiwan? What has Taiwan got to do with fucking BBC, you tick? Right? Don't believe I've unsubbed them anyway and I unfollow them. I don't follow bullshitters. Right? And he's a big YouTuber out there. Then he bitches about him being right when nothing's being confirmed. Right? Kathleen Kennedy was given Star Wars to destroy. So Disney, right? Listen to this. So Disney, hey Lucasfilm, billions, right? And then they say, Kathleen, come here, love. We don't like Star Wars, so we want you to destroy it.
Hello, Cheryl.
Oh, you want to go to sleep? Okay, well, I'll end. Right, I'm ruining your meditation. All right, why are you singing Kumbaya? Right. Am I taking him out or just take him out?
I've given up on it.
All right, so you took him out, Grant. Okay, thank you. Oh, she slapped. What are you slamming the door for?
That was pretty definite.
Wow.
Boom.
Okay. Even they heard it. What did you say?
Yeah.
Check for joint spiders on our back. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking right. Yeah. Yeah. No wonder I slept on the sofa last night.
The Queen.
Nah, sitting here watching Batman Begins, I got right to the end of it and I just lay down on the sofa, you know, and before you knew it was like it was 12 noon when I woke up. It was like,
I like Batman Begins.
yeah, I love it. I love The Dark Knight as well. Yeah. Dark Knight Rises was shit. I won't go there. It was alright. First half of the movie was alright. The second half was a bit you know, Joker was supposed to be in that movie. You could see where they changed certain things. And same with The Dark Knight Rises. Sure, Heath Ledger was supposed to be in that movie a lot more than what he actually was. So, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Right, I'm going to have to leave because, you know, she's, you know, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, good night. No.
Yeah, she's trying to make money for the fucking house, like, but like, fair enough for me. I'm too loud. Okay, we'll do use our channel shout outs before we leave anyway, will you? So go ahead.
Who's going first?
It doesn't matter. One is.
I've got a YouTube channel under Real Super Doctor, and I've got a Twitter account under Real Super Doctor.
Fantastic. Alpha.
I'm working on finalizing my intro and outros for my videos on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to have reviews of my X-File collections with the comics and cards and stuff, and also Doctor Who bulletins and Doctor Who magazine coming up.
Fantastic. Go and check out the two channels, folks, and you know where I am here. And if you just want to see a bit of gaming, which I haven't been doing much of, but if you do, the Irish Geek is where you go for that. Right, what day is it tomorrow? Thursday. Are you around tomorrow, or are you back at work? Alpha.
No, I'm still off tomorrow, so I can do sliders.
Right, we'll be back tomorrow night for sliders. We'll be doing 2 episodes as we do. So come and join us. Sorry. Come and join us for that, right? I'm gonna definitely go now. My voice is starting to go anyway. Right, yeah. So I will talk to you all tomorrow. So stay safe and look after yourselves. Good night, folks. Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, Chris.